Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another match build-up show, match prediction show on Chelsea Perspective. It was always fun here because we keep it as interactive as possible. I hope you're all doing well. Let's not waste too much of your time because we'll have just 2 hours plus to cover some news items we have and also do the predicted lineup. We'll talk about the manager. We'll talk about Andre Onana being linked with a move to Chelsea. And I think Mason Mount, some comments from Frank Lampard with regards to the situation of Mason Mount. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yeah, I think we have a frozen screen here. There you go. We shall overcome. Yes, people, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. I hope you're all eating blue, sleeping blue, working at blue, and overall living the blue life. Let's see what we have in the chat already before we get into picking up discussing the topics one by one and then get into the lineup prediction exercise. Here we have contender FC Briani Rahayu, aka 343 Dilemma. Bless up to you, bro. He says, let us contain the against Brentford. Let's go. I think I'm hopeful that we're going to win this one. And here he says, a big up, coach. Big up yourself. I hope you're doing well, brother. Thank you so much for saying that. Don't forget to sign up for YouTube Premium to be ad proof. Also, hit the like button. Why are you doing this? Well, big up to you, brother. And then he says, David Dacho Fofana. I hope to see him today, but I'm really concerned that Frank will prefer more experienced players. Except if he's looked at him and sees, well, I think this guy can actually help me get a result today, and then he will give him a chance to start in the game. We have Michael Obinka. Big up, my bro. I hope you're doing well. Blue morning to you. Blue morning to you too. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Morning, everyone. Santiago Munoz, thank you so much for finding the time to join the show yourself. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. And also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Thank you so much once again. Let's see what we have here. We're going to go into it straight up. Well, let's start with this news here, which says Frank Lampard admits he doesn't know whether or not Mason Mount has already played his last game for Chelsea after undergoing surgery. Wow. It's this is telling. This is really telling. But I hope he gets well, more importantly. But with regards to his future, I think it's telling because Frank would have said something to the effect of that he hopes to see them, sort things out. So he remains as very important to the club and all that. But this statement is telling. It just shows that Mason Mount may well leave. There's a chance he also stays, but more likely than not, he may well leave. But let's see. This one says Chelsea will meet Inter Milan next week to discuss Romelu Lukaku's future and the potential signing of goalkeeper Andre Onana. I think this is not the first time that we've been linked with Andre Onana. We were linked with a move for him during the Thomas Tuchel era. That didn't happen. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure actually why we're going back for him. I think we should wait until we should let the new manager have a say as to whether he's the goalkeeper we should be looking at or not. Onana, I think he's a goalkeeper, but I don't think he's better than the goalkeepers we have on the club. I don't think he's actually anything close to Mendy. I don't think he's close to or better than Kepa Arrizabalaga. If anything, Kepa's biggest problem will be his salary. That's what I think. Brentford's David Raya, Borussia Dortmund's Gregor Kobo, and Valencia's Giorgio Mamadashvili, and I think we were linked with was it Diogo Costa, the Portuguese goalkeeper, also being explored. I don't think Onana is the best option, but that's just my opinion. We don't know what the club will always do what they want to do. Or the new manager, if he prefers, if he likes Onana, that's fine because he most likely will come with his own goalkeeping coach, and they will decide what goalkeeper they want. Let's see what else we have here. Amera Adebe, Kane to Chelsea, can it happen? I don't think it will happen. Not in this world. As long as he's not living as a free agent, it will never happen. It's only possible, not even up to, let me say, 20-25% possible, even if it's leaving on a free. I get it. He hasn't won anything at Spurs, but if he wants to leave, I think he would want to leave on a good note. He wouldn't want to tarnish his legacy there, even though he didn't win anything. Or maybe, I would just call it legacy because he's been one of the best players for a long time now. The only time we have a chance is that if he's a free agent, and he's not a free agent. I think according to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United have initiated the process to sign him. I'm not sure how far they've gone with that. Yeah, but I don't see him coming to Chelsea just because we have Poch. And plus, I think Kane himself, he will be concerned with regards to where we're at with that project. No Champions League football next season. It's not like he's 26 that he can say, okay, let me just join them at Chelsea. And I'm quite sure by just they will miss a Champions League for just a season, and the following season they'd be good. No, I don't think that would be the case. I think he'll go to United. They'll probably they will most likely finish in the top four. I haven't looked at where they are, their points right now. But that's, by the way, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I want to watch Man City versus Arsenal match rather than Chelsea. That's you. If it is good for your mental health, you don't want to go through the pain of sitting and watching Chelsea because you don't think we're going to win that game. That's up to you. Do whatever makes you happy. But I get where you're coming from. And my bro, Briani says, wasn't Onana cut for doping? I think, yeah, he had. I'm not sure how serious that was, though. But he was suspended, if my memory serves me right. But yeah, he's back. He's been working for long now. I think that's more than a year. What you just talked, or even 2 years. And it was during his Ajax days. Yeah, he was. So you're very correct. Yeah, that's what I thought. I would rate Mendy over Onana, even Kepa Arrizabalaga over Onana. If anything, I'm not sure his height, but I think he looks like he's taller than Kepa Arrizabalaga, and that's it. So I wouldn't take him over any of our goalkeepers. But the truth is, Kepa's salary will most likely be the issue, except if he accepts to take a pay cut. I think the club may well keep him. But Spurs isn't going to get top four after that 6-1 thrashing their season. Ended at that point. But the truth remains, I know they're not going to get top four, but I don't see Kane remaining. It's not like he's 25. I'm going to say that again. He's going to move on. But from what we've heard, and I'm not surprised that Daniel Levy would prefer selling him to a foreign club and not any English club, not even Manchester United. But let's see what happens. The reason, again, I'm going to repeat this because it's the fact. The reason I don't think he will come to Chelsea, one of the reasons, not just the main, the main reason is that he himself wouldn't want to come to Chelsea right now. But one of the reasons is this. Listen, we don't have Champions League football. Plus, he's not any younger. We know, so he doesn't have a chance of playing in the Champions League. And what may well be, I think he's at the end. He's approaching the end of his career. I don't think it has too long to play in football before he retires. Except I'd be surprised if he's still playing the next 4 years. But that's why the way we move on from that. What else do we have here? I cannot wait for Pochettino announcement. I think we're getting there. And all we can do is just support our club. Whoever the manager is, Chelsea is a club, is the entity we support. And if we want our club to do well, we must support the players, support the manager, and hope for the best. If we try again, if we opt not to support the manager because we don't like him, we're not helping the situation. But we move on from that. Let's see what else we have lined up here. And pardon me, let me take a sip of my coffee before I lose my voice. Okay, what else do we have here? We've looked at this one here. Yep, Andre Onana, he's not a goalkeeper I like. And this one is from TalkSport, shared in the group by IBZ. It says breaking news: Mauricio Pochettino has reached a verbal agreement with Chelsea. Chelsea hope to have his appointment fully wrapped up by the end of the week. TalkSport source understand. So yeah, sources understand. So it's getting closer and closer. I'd be surprised if they end up going for someone else and not Mauricio Pochettino. I don't think even we heard a few days ago that it was him, Vincent Kompany, and then the Celtic manager. I didn't believe those two being part of the candidates being considered. I think it's just a made-up story. It's something the media, or let's say the Twitter journalists, they knew quite well that such report will be quite interesting for Chelsea fans. And believe me, some of us went bananas. Some of us actually did see some Chelsea fans who wanted the club to go with Vincent Kompany rather than Mauricio Pochettino. But we did talk about that in detail at length, noting that Vincent Kompany would be a huge risk for him. It will also be a huge risk for the club, and even bigger risk than the case of Graham Potter. Dixon Donald, I'm over the moon over Poch. Elaborate. So you like him. I want to know, before we move on to the lineup prediction, I want to get your thoughts. What do you think of Mauricio Pochettino becoming the next Chelsea manager? Do you like it, or do you have concerns? To me, my concern is just the locals, who even I think their case is beyond the rivalry between the two clubs, between the fact that Mauricio Pochettino was Tottenham's coach. It's culture. It's a culture. So it's beyond that. But I'm just going to support the manager because, scream whatever I like from now to tomorrow. It will not change the club's decision to go with Mauricio Pochettino. And I have my bro here in the chat. Mikhail, big up to you, bro. Always nice to see you. Let's see what you have to say here. I know you've not been happy for a few days now with regards to the manager hunt situation and who they've been looking at. Whoever it is needs to be confirmed, and we need to have a big clear out in the summer before gallivanting for oversized off-season tour like last summer. Last season tour, I think I would blame that on the owners. I think they prioritize promotions rather than leaving the team alone to train. I agree. We had issues in the squad, and I think we still have the same issues at right now. But we didn't play too many matches, actually. More traveling than the matches we played. I think that didn't help, and I wouldn't want to see such this time. I'm not sure how many. I think the preseason plans schedule have been out for a while now. I haven't looked at it to see how many games we'll play in the United States, and I think we have to play more matches rather than travel a lot because we want to promote. Let it not be a promotion-focused preseason. Let's play more games and be well prepared before the season kicks off. But always nice to see you, brother. I appreciate seeing you in the chat. I believe in him. Trust me. Like I said, my concern. We did actually during the last show. We had to put up a poll, and the poll had like 71% of the Chelsea fans saying they will support him. Only, you guessed it, 29% saying they will not. And I'm sure that was about 71 votes or so, or even more. But we move on from that. Let's say I believe in him. Trust me. And this says a bigger coach has still got the blues there. Yeah, we have to. Here's something I want to say here with regards to Mauricio Pochettino. I know a lot of people are saying he's most likely a yes man, and that's why they're hiring him. Even if that's the case, and that's why he stayed as long as he did at Tottenham. But here's the thing. Here's how I see it. He moved. He became Tottenham coach. They he was Southampton's coach before he became Tottenham's coach. And at that point, you could argue he didn't complain much for lack of investment in the squad. He didn't complain much because his priority at that point was probably to establish himself as a trusted coach, as a trusted hand in the business, and he did that. He overachieved. He led them to the Champions League final with a less than impressive squad. He nearly won the Premier League, which it was us Chelsea that ruined it for him. I don't remember the goal scorers on the day, but I remember what's his name? Eden Hazard. He scored the last goal on the day. So I think he's a capable manager. And if somebody brings up his time at PSG, he won the league with them and one other trophy too. And for his Champions League stint with PSG, I think he beat he beat Real Madrid, didn't he? But in the other case at Tottenham also, he did beat Man City with the Tottenham team. Correct me if I'm wrong. I may be mixing things up here, but he did beat those two teams in the Champions League. So he's not. His teams weren't just well equipped. He's been. I think he's taken them to a few finals where he didn't win those finals because the opposing team had an edge in terms of the quality of players they had. So to me, I'll give him a chance. He's an excellent manager actually, and he will be good for us because we have lots of young players that needs nurturing. He's not the type of manager that will just fill the player because he feels that player is good, and not look to improve a young player. No matter how good you are as a young player, you will still get a lot of coaching from Mauricio Pochettino. He nurtures young players. Dele Alli being a prime example. I think Sadio Mane worked under him, and there are other young players too, who you could argue it was him that helped them become as good as they were before some of them moved on, if that makes sense. Yeah, big up to you, bro. Smash the like button, people. The more you smash the like button, the faster the season ends. Yeah, what a way to put it. I think I'm going to take that one. Yes, please, if you're watching, if you haven't, do take a second to drop a like on the stream and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for finding the time to join in the show. So now let's talk about the formation. If you're in the chat, what formation do you think Frank Lampard deploys today? Reece James, it's going to be out to the end of the season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mason Mount will be out to the end of the season. Koulibaly isn't available. You tell me, what structure do you think he will deploy? What formation, just to be, for some people who understands that language better, what formation do you think he will deploy and why? I've seen something delicious on the chat already. And here, Anselmo says 4-2-3-1. Can you elaborate? Why do you think he's going to deploy 4-2-3-1? I want to know. And then Mikhail says 9-1. And 9 defenders and 1 attacker. I'm guessing that's what she's saying there. And or mythical 4-4-3. Yep. 11 on upfield players and 1 goal. That's 12 players in total. Yeah, I remember. I know where you're getting that from. But that's, by the way, on a more serious note, you let me know what structure do you think it deploys. And yeah, I want to know and why you think so. So we have, let's look at the defenders. I think he most likely go with, let me again get a whole, take a look at the structure he played against Real Madrid. I think it worked. The only thing we didn't do on the day was put away the chances we created. But I'll look at it and I'll come back to you again. Just give me a second here. I'm going to go to FOT mode. Okay, I have it there. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to go to FOT mode here. And I actually didn't have it. So let's look at, I don't remember quite clearly what formation we played against Real Madrid. I think that's the formation he will use today. James being out doesn't mean he cannot go with a 3 at the back structure. I think he can. James will suffice in that. Not really. Loftus-Cheek will play in that position, except it's not into playing midfielders in the wing back position or wing backs in the wing back position, wingers in the wing back position. But if it's followed, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, since his departure, he'd see that whenever he gets to play in that position, that he does well. I'm just waiting for the screen to load up. You're really screaming a 4-2-3-1. I think that's when Poch comes in. I think that's the function he's played with predominantly during overall since as a manager since I've known him. Let's see what else we have. I'm still waiting for the screen to load up. This says or mythical 4-4-3. Yeah, I've read that. And this one here from Maribor also says, Coach, with Reece James gone, what was play Ruben Loftus-Cheek? Yep, as right wing back for rest of the season, or Aspie or Chalobah as right wing back. I think he may well play Aspilicueta there. I think maybe, I'm not sure whether he trusts him. Let's see. Let's just look at the structure we played against Real Madrid. Let's see what happens there. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek may well play in that position. I think that's the most likely approach, because he would want to again, he would want a very offensive lineup. Probably could end up playing with only three recognized defenders. But let's see what he does. I want to look at the structure we played against Real Madrid and how we were. Let me see. Let's see what we have. I thought Chalobah is his new favorite. Maybe, we don't know, but let's see what he does today. But maybe Chalobah, probably. Chalobah may well be the guy to play in that position. Let's see fixtures. Let's see what we have. Real Madrid here. Let's see the structure we played on the day. Correct. If you see anything different and you don't think that's the real, he plays the 3-4-2-1. I think that's the structure he's going to go with. So we're correct. And look at the back three. I think we may well see the same back three. And we may well see, I think that's what we're going to see. Thiago Silva centrally, Chalobah on the left, Fofana to his right. Except if he decides, no, Badiashile comes in. Badiashile comes in, which means Badiashile will most likely play on the left-hand side and not Chalobah. Except he could move. He may well move Chalobah to the playing Chalobah in the right wing back position wouldn't make any sort of sense. I think, let's see what he does. I think we'll have the conversation and figure out what we think he'd do. So most likely it will be a 3-4-2-1 structure. Let me see where he played Mudryk on the day, because I think he starts today also. Let me see. Look at it here. Mudryk didn't start, actually, but I think he starts this one. I'm not sure, really, because I don't think he trusts him, because I was expecting Mudryk to start in that Real Madrid game, given the fact he's our top scorer in the Champions League. And the last time he played against Real Madrid, as he was being subbed off, the Real Madrid fans applauded him. He mopped the floor with the Real Madrid right back, what's his name again? Carvajal. So I was surprised, and even in the first leg, he didn't start him, had to bring him on. I think he did bring him on later on in the game. So it just doesn't make any sort of sense. Maybe he'd give him a chance in the league. I'm not sure. But yeah, we can all agree it will most likely be a 3-4-2-1 structure. But who starts in the wing back position? Most likely Ben Chilwell, because he's available. And I see Chalobah, yeah, but he's not going to get a chance here. Yes, the Gallagher era. Maybe that's what, because he likes players who runs quite a lot. And I remember him saying when we were expecting when what's his name? When Callum Hudson-Odoi was still out, and he was interviewed during the press. He was asked a question during his presser before a game. I remember that in his first stint as Chelsea manager, he said he wants what's his name, Callum Hudson-Odoi back, and would want him to do lots of running. I think he likes players with that does lots of running and a lot of pressing. But let's see what he does, whether he starts Gallagher today. No James, no Mount, no Havertz for today's game. He will most likely, if Havertz, is Havertz out currently? I don't remember seeing anything about Havertz being out. Or you just suggesting 4-2-3-1. I don't think he plays. He goes with a 4-2-3-1 structure. He would go with a 3-4-2-1 structure with an attacking intent to field more attack-minded players on the in the wing-back positions, if that makes sense. Badiashile has to start. I think he has to, yeah. I agree with you. It wouldn't make any sort of sense if he doesn't start. I should Madueke. I should Datro Fofana too. But here's the thing. I'm going to say something I've said before. The ideal thing to do would have been to start giving the youngsters a chance, such as Nani Madueke, Connie Chukwemeka, Datro Fofana, and Lewis Hall. You know, it will be a confidence booster for them. Give them enough game time to prepare them for next season. Let their preseason start now. But here's where I'm concerned. Except if Frank is if he's obliged to do that, maybe he'd do that. But if it's not, Frank's priority will be, to save his coaching career. But because right now, going from dragging the team into the relegation zone and also coming to Chelsea and losing 4 games in a row isn't good for his coaching resume. So his priority would I believe, will most likely be, to start winning games. So it'd be difficult to see, to know whether he'd say, okay, you know what, let me just do it for the sake of the club and prepare these young players for next season. If it's not obliged to do that, I don't think he'd do that. That's where I'm concerned. That's where I don't think the youngsters will get a chance. But let's see what he does. That's just me speculating. Mudryk, Datro Fofana, and Madueke for attack. I hope to see that. But let's see what Frank does. No wonder he found himself Anthony Gordon. Yeah, no wonder why he signed him. He likes players that do a lot of running on the pitch because he likes his players to press from the attacking area down. Yeah, I have to take a sip of my coffee again so I don't lose my voice. Logitech, it's been like 1,000 years I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing, brother? The man bat management was before the coming of who? Boba started with TT, then okay, and buying anything available on the market, refurbished players. I don't think a Poch is going to change much. Keep Lamps, really? Keep Lamps for what? I don't understand where you're going to. You don't do watch-alongs again today. I think I'll try to see if there's a chance for us to do one today. I have lots of other programs to attend to, but hopefully we'll be able to do it today. But at least, for sure, we're going to do the post-game show. Let's see what we have today. Chalobah at the right back. I don't think he plays with the back four. I don't think he will do that because he will most likely play with the back three. The structure was effective against Real Madrid. But the only thing we didn't do was put away the chances we had on the day. Yeah, if that makes sense. So what else I think I saw an update? If we discuss the update and quickly, we can go into yeah. Yep, and for those of us that are just joining, let's just run through the other topics we've talked about here. This from Frank Lampard admits he doesn't know whether or not Mason Mount has already played his last game for Chelsea after undergoing surgery. That's telling to me he'd know whether Mason stays or not, or whether there's a chance Mason stays or not. If anything, that shows he's most likely to leave than stay at the club. Chelsea will meet with Inter Milan to discuss Romelu Lukaku's future and the potential signing of goalkeeper Andrea Onana. And I've said Andrea Onana wouldn't be an upgrade to the goalkeepers we already have in our ranks. I don't think he's anywhere close to Edouard Mendy. Even Kepa, maybe he may well be taller than Kepa, but Kepa, to me, is a better goalkeeper, or an all-round better goalkeeper for me. Then they say Brentford's David Raya, Borussia Dortmund's Gregor Kobel, and Valencia's Georgi Mamadashvili. I can't say that name, sorry. Also being explored. And then we talked about this here, the club, Mauricio Pochettino, has reached a verbal agreement with Chelsea. Chelsea hope to have his appointment fully wrapped up by the end of the week. I wanted to let him get it done as soon as possible so he can focus on what he needs to be doing before the next season starts. Now, why Kobel on the list? I don't know. To me, I don't know. I don't like our goalkeeper targets. I don't like any of them either. really. I have to be honest. But let's see. That it may well be all rumors. So let's get into looking at this. Let's start building the lineup here. Between the sticks, Lampard's comments showed he trusts Kepa Arrizabalaga, at least after, again, in his second stint. He trusts him, and I said he hasn't seen anything that will lead to him changing who starts between the sticks. Maybe if he just wants to give Mendy a chance, because, yeah, I'm not sure. What do you think happens? Who starts between the sticks? I still think I'm not too sure, really, but I one would believe that Kepa will keep his place. So, but if you're in the chat, you let me know, who do you think starts between the sticks? I don't trust Frank that much to say definitely it's going to be Kepa. I'm still suspecting there's a chance. Yeah, he says, okay, let's give Mendy a chance between the sticks because he trusts him. So what do you think? Who do you think starts between the sticks? And please, if you're watching, keep dropping the likes on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I'm going to take this opportunity to reach out to those that are watching, but for some reason, are not able to participate in the chat. I just wanted to let you all know that you provide great value to the channel, even though you're not able to participate in the chat. You watching alone provides great value. But if you can do us one more favor, take a second, drop a like on the stream. That will go a long way. Thank you so much for finding the time to join in the show. Sincerely do appreciate that. Yeah, nothing good at contender. Let's see, Badiashile, Koulibaly, Fofana, your back three. Okay, let's take it one by one. The Mendy is not injured, right? He's not. He's been available for the whole games that we played under Frank Lampard. He's been available, and Frank was asked, I think, something to the effect of whether he's going to bring Mendy in. And his response was something to the effect of it, also because I'm not too sure, saying he hasn't seen a reason to drop Kepa Arrizabalaga, that he believes Kepa has improved as a goalkeeper, and he himself has improved as a coach, but I haven't seen the improvement from him as a coach, if you ask me. Although, giving him credit, the setup against Real Madrid was just excellent, except, that we didn't take our chances. Kendi, you think starts? Okay, let's see what happens. And my bro, Rara Raghunathan, I haven't seen you in a bit, bro, in a while, actually. It's been a minute. How are you doing? Coach, it's going to be a back four until the end of the season. Goodbye for Lamb's etc. Why do you really think it's going to be a back four? I think it will be a back three, because let's look at this. If he played a back three with Chalobah on the left, you could say this was a makeshift defense, although they were solid, for majority of the game, except for that a sloppy mistake. That not really sloppy mistake. I think on today they all had a good game. But if he did this against Real Madrid, now that what's his name, Badiashile will get a chance to start in the left center back position, I think he wouldn't mind playing Ruben Loftus-Cheek on the right hand side here, or Chalobah. I'm sure he must have seen what's his name, Ruben Loftus-Cheek playing the right wing back position. I don't think he'd risk it. If he goes to a back four, which means he will most likely go with a 4-3-3 structure, which creates a problem. That's how I see it. But elaborate. Maybe you will make sense, or maybe you will put up a poll to see what structure the majority of the people in the chat thinks is going to play. But more importantly, nice to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. I think Lamb has a part of the Champions League winning. He built the squad, and TT tweaked the defense. I'd keep Lamb to get a proper big coach instead of changing coaches all times. Poch wouldn't do a damn thing. At least that's what you believe. But I'm against us keeping Frank Lampard. Yeah. Here's the thing: if you're a coach, losing 4 games in a row, and we're not sure how many games we're going to win overall by the time the season ends, recovering from it, it's not easy. It would take practically changing the whole squad for things to change for good. I get it. Preseason is coming. Then I start arguing. Then he has a preseason to fix things. No, I'm not for us keeping Frank. Honestly, it wouldn't make any sort of sense. Let's see what we have here. We need a total change, changing, so Mendy needs to start. At least that's what you think here. It's a predicted lineup exercise, so we're trying to correctly guess Frank Lampard's selections. Let's see what we have. Let's see. You guys slug it out there. The Pat, you back Lampard. I agree. Poch's not going to do the thing. But yeah, let's see what else we have. Goodbye for a good captain, Cesar Specqueta. Goodbye to him. Yeah, I think he has to play a game or two, maybe a farewell game, maybe. It may well be, we don't know what game he gets to start, but I think Frank's priority right now will be to win games, no matter how you see it. Like I've mentioned before, the ideal thing to do would have been to give the young stars a chance, since there's nothing to lose. Lamp built the squad. Yeah, give him credit. Yeah, he built the squad, but we started struggling. That's why he had to. The club had to let him go. I get it, and he let us out of the group before took over. So yes, he deserves credit. But we're not going to get into arguing that the whole day. Let's see what we have here. Chile conversation: Enzo, Kante, Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Aspi is Mr. Consistent. Even here's the thing, even though he's lost pace, and he's one of the best 1v1 in our squad. Let me not say the league at this point, because I think he's lost it a bit. But he's actually good at putting in good. Again, he does whenever he starts. If it depends on where he starts. If he starts as a wing back, he puts good crosses into the box, and his crosses are with intent. He doesn't just put them into the box and hope that one of our players get at the end of the crosses. He puts it with intent, targets a player, and finds them in most cases. I remember how he did it consistently with Morata, but after that, I think he did create a few for Olivier Giroud, and for assist. Actually, isn't he in the top 10 for Chelsea all-time Premier League assist? I think so, but I'll have to look at it. But his assist numbers aren't bad, actually. As a right back, left back, and right wing back, because he's played in all those positions. I said we keep Lamp till we get a big coach. This end, here's the thing: I prefer Lamp because he's able to build up. He knows the most of the players. Most of them, counting who? Can you name the players? So when you say he knows most of the players, I prefer Poch over Lampard. That's my opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion. And you're making some sense, but I don't think as much as you think he knows most of the players, Pochettino himself knows most of the players too. And we have enough new players to say this ain't Frank Lampard's squad anymore. Please drop the like, drop more likes on the stream, and also do subscribe on the channel if you haven't. We have just 29 likes and we have 56 people watching. We can do better than that. Let's see what we have here. He lost a bit. Okay. Lampard built what? Please, you guys should slug it out there. He lost his youth, if that's what you meant. Okay, let's see what else we have here. You're having a conversation there, so I'm not sure which one to. People actually want to keep Lampard. Some people would, but I wouldn't, really. I would take Poch anytime, anything. As much as I respect Frank Lampard as a club legend, I think as a manager, I don't think he's ready yet. Aspie aged hard, bro. His beard is white now. I think he was one of our most consistent players, and we played him relentlessly without giving him a break. Okay, here's Mikhail's complete lineup here. Mendy, okay, Badiashile, Koulibaly. Koulibaly isn't available, is he? I don't think he'd be fully fit right now after that injury. Fofana, actually, Chilibi, Kova, Enzo Fernandez, Kante, Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Stalin, Pulisic, Zhao, David Dacho Fofana, Havertz, and Madueke. Wow. Big up to you too, Dev0302 031. I hope you're doing well. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm sorry, Coach, the season is already over. This few weeks is the start of a new chapter for Chelsea. However, we have to end. The old chapter. Yeah, we have to. I agree with you. Let's see. Mount, I don't want to play. Mendy didn't get his trust. Kante didn't work at the wing. This is too complicated for Lampard to handle. Wow. Good morning to you too. I hope you're doing well, Abdurrahman. Lamp's win percentage the last time is 19 games, 4%. Yeah, it could get worse actually, but I don't want it to get worse, because if it get worse, which means we'll be losing today, and our club will be in a worse position, in a bad position. Big up to you too, Chelsea, all the way. I hope you're doing well. Lamp needs to coach in the MLS. Okay, enough of the Lamp's argument. If we're going to get Poch, I prefer Lamps to stay till we'll get another manager. And again, like we said, we all agree it's your opinion. In my opinion, I don't think we should stay with Frank Lampard for next season. No. Let him stay he stays to the end of the season. I think we all know that. But after that, I think it should be someone else. That's my opinion. Brusky says Everton are going to get relegated because of him. I'll move. I really don't want to start arguing about Frank Lampard there. We have quite a lot of stuff to talk about. If Thiago Silva is back, then he's automatic starter in centre-back instead of KK. Else, Chalobah has to step up. Yeah, but we'll look at who's out. I think we'll have an idea who's going to be available or not. Yes, people, keep smashing the like button. We're at 31 likes, and let's get it to 100 as soon as possible. If we can, we'll take that. We'll have the pre-game show, and we may well also still have the watch-along show or just the post-game show. But let's see what happens. Yeah, maybe play 2 goalies if Mendy is fit. Yeah, so that we don't concede. Let's see. Getting rid of Lampard is a must. People have their opinions. Poch should help Mudryk and Madueke become something special. I think he'd do that, but we're not sure who is. Let's see what happens. It's going to happen soon. Let's have him confirmed as our coach for us. Chelsea down, big up to you too. I hope you're doing well. How's your pal? Any room to join the panel? Okay, I'll send you the link in a bit. Just give me time. Let's see what else we have. Lampard needs to correct his mistakes by winning this game today. I hope he wins. It's not going to be easy. It's Tone playing. Let's look at the team. The team sheet. Let's say injury list. Yep. Okay, we have. I'm going to go back to Chelsea. Then just give me a few minutes. I'll come back to you. So this is the gaming question. It's today 11:45 a.m. for me, evening for those in the UK. Let's see. We're not seeing anything with regards to the injury list here, but I think most likely, I think that at least that's what I think. I think Koulibaly will be out. I don't think he'll be available for this game, even if he trained. But Thiago Silva, I think, will be available. I'm not seeing anything. In this list in the injury list here. But that's why the way we'll move on from that. Let's go and try and build the lineup. So for me, here it's Kepa Arrizabalaga, centrally Thiago Silva most likely. I think he starts this game. So if you're in the chat, if you see anything I add there that you don't think will happen, you let me know here. I think it will be Fofana. Is Fofana injured? I think he's available. Yeah, he's fine. Fofana here. And on the left, I think he will most likely be Badiashile. And if you think otherwise, you let me know. If need be, I'll put up a poll to settle it when we don't all agree. Let's see what we have here. It says, seeing some Bobby Smoky sickness. Okay, he's, yeah. Okay, I'll wait for him. Big up to you, Brian. Big up to Bobby. Thank you for saying that. I hope you have time to join. If not, yeah, we're fine. I'm away in Cyprus. I'll be back on Friday, and good to see my brother back in. How's the family? We're doing well, and how's your own family doing? Thank you so much. I'll send you the link in a bit. I'm going 4-3-3 tonight. Kepa, Aspi, Chalobah, Silva, Chilwell, Kante, Enzo, Gallagher, Dacho, Fofana, Felix. 4-3-3. Every time we've tried that structure, the whole team, the whole players on the pitch seem confused. I think it's something. If you say 4-2-3-1, I'd say maybe, but for 4-3-3, I think there'll be so much confusion. You're not going to believe we're watching the same team that played against Real Madrid. Please, coach, need the link as well. Thank you. Are you on Twitter, right? Hit me on Twitter and I'll share the link. I don't want to share the link here. There's a risk with sharing the link in the chat here. Hit me up on Twitter and I'll share the link with you. Big up to you all. Guys, I'm happy that Pochettino is coming back to Premier League. At least you're a United fan. I don't know if you're trolling or if you're really happy that he's back. Pochettino is king of getting top four every season. Give him credit for that. Like I said, he overachieved at Tottenham. Let me know if you think otherwise. Should you not wait for your panelists before putting names up? No, I don't have to wait. They'll join me if they have anything that they feel like should be otherwise. Then they're not obliged to be here, so there's no guarantee any of them joins. But I already have my bro Eddie on the panel here, so that's a good thing. Reece James and Mount and Koulibaly, I think. Koulibaly, no, isn't I don't think he will be ready for this game. Mount is out. Reece James is out also. He's not going to be playing. Are you watching Chelsea's game or the big game, Arsenal versus City? Wow. Wow, that's an insult, really. Hope we can get a win tonight. I hope we get a win too. Vanna Iswara says, Coach, you talk as if we have something to play for. I know we don't have something to play for, but Frank Lampard has something to play for. His resume, his managerial resume, or what's the correct way to phrase it? He needs to save his coaching career. Losing four games in a row after dragging Everton to the relegation zone and getting fired, and then coming back to Chelsea and losing 4 games in a row. I get it. He didn't have much time to train with the team, but he should know them well enough to know how to what players to select to get a result. So yeah, there's something to play for. Maybe not from our perspective, but from Frank's perspective, he needs to start winning. Otherwise, he's not going to get a job as a manager anywhere else. It will be difficult, except maybe in Division 3 or the Championship. He says, win, lose, draw, this last few games doesn't mean anything. No one cares. Yeah, we don't care. Like I said, the ideal thing would be to give the youngsters a chance. But do I think he'd do that? I don't think so, really. Except if he is obliged to do that. Maybe there's somewhere on his contract that says, if this happens, this is what we want you to do, and he agrees to it. Okay, cool. Was just asking. Okay, thank you for that. Lampard isn't playing. Iswara, I miss having conversation with you, but that's by the way. Yeah, Eddie, big up to you. You've heard the argument with regards to there's nothing to lose. From the fans' perspective, would like to see the youngsters get a chance, like Connie Chukwuemeka, Noni Madueke, Datro Fofana, Lewis Hall. But what do you think Frank would do? I think his priority would be to save his coaching career, really. But up to you. Let's hear from you.
Hi, Coach. Big up, Coach.
Pardon my bad manners. I hope you're well.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. As we said, he has a lot to play for. We have a lot to play for this season. Pride is there. You know, there's this Chelsea pride. And he just actually released a tweet. I think I sent it on to you. Maybe you've not pulled it up already. He said, anybody playing for Chelsea, there's this demand from them to show what they're made of as players. So there's a lot. And I think what we will not see are those players that have been penned down to be transferred. We won't see a lot of them playing to avoid what happened to us, because people tend to forget that our transfers, the transfer we had over bloated squad, was actually hampered, was actually caused by not being able to push out some players. Like Pulisic got injured when he was actually linked to leave, and some other players like that, Ziyech's own fell through, and some other. That's why we have the clause. They thought Ziyech would move on, Pulisic will move on, and some other players like that. So to avoid things like that happening, we won't see a lot of these players that are going to be moved out of the club playing to avoid injuries and then making them stuck with the club, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I think we won't see a lot of them. Those that are leaving will not be playing a lot of games, or might not even play again if possible, or they just give them just few minutes in and out here just to keep them fit. But I think they want to avoid, because they really need to push out so many players, and they would like to avoid that. So, and then on Lampard, I mean, he needs to build his career again. He's down now. to be honest, his career is in the lowest level he can ever think of, because for him to have the opportunity of coaching Everton and then now back again to Chelsea for the second time.
Just a few months after he lost the Everton job, came back to Chelsea,
exactly.
And this is happening. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. So he really needs to push his career back to reckoning again. Otherwise, it's going to be bad for him. So he's going to be putting that across to them, not individually, not saying to them individually as pride for him, but he'll be telling them to really show the fans. I mean, the rest of the 7 games left, let the fans enjoy what they can enjoy. And then if possible, if Pochettino is announced, or if he has contact, because Lampard has said in one of his tweets as well, or one of the reports we had, that he will be supporting whatever the club, he will help the club to make sure this transition or whatever helps to have it go smoothly. So maybe he might be trying to, whatever system Poch might have in mind to play, we might be seeing a little bit of it showing. Like if it's a 4-3-3, if it's a 4-2-3-1, we might be seeing that if he wants really to help Poch to assess this squad from the outside.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some measure of communication between the two, the outgoing manager and the incoming manager, to make the process seamless. I'll come back to you with the question as to what structure you think he will be deploying today. I don't think he will change too much. I think he will go with the structure we used against Real Madrid, because it worked to a considerable extent. We didn't just the only thing we didn't do on the day was put away our chances. Let's see what we have here. Do you think Todd Boehly be on the touchline controlling the team? You know quite well that isn't going to happen, but people keep dropping the likes on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you're having the likes to go a long way. Frank would want to win, of course. I agree. Likes of Dacho Fofana, Mudryk Madeke, etc. will be given a chance. At the same time, farewell to Cesar Spacqueta, etc. Will be an occasion. So I agree with you. And maybe he will find a way to balance it out, to ensure we win and to ensure the young stars get a chance. So a good argument. I think we all are saying the same thing, but maybe from different perspectives, if that makes sense. Good morning to you too, Oladi Pupo. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for finding the time to join in the show. Mendy, Fofana, Silva, Badiashile, Chalova, Chilwell, Enzo Fernandez, Zakaria, Madreke, Modric, and Dacho Fofana. Some lineup there, but let's be honest to ourselves. This last few games, our focus will not be winning. At least that's how you see it. Some of us will say, let's win. The club's pride is at stake. And let me read that tweet that Eddie shared with me with regards to Frank's statement. Let me see. The tweet reads, it's very important that we understand the pride that's always at stake when you play for Chelsea. Every game until now, until the end of the season, is to show how we can play, and that starts now. That's my message to the players, which means his priority will be to win the game no matter the situation. But let's see what he does. So I would say let's enjoy ourselves. Well, yeah, as for me, I've become numb to the situation, lose or win, but I hope we win. Let's enjoy ourselves for the last few games, bad or good. Let's support our team. That's a delicious comment, and I love that. We must support our team no matter what's going on. It gets worse if we don't. Lampard is among the players because he's the one telling them what to do on the pitch. I agree with you, Obimka. If you send me a message on Twitter, I'll share the link with you on a bit. You want to win to get number 9 or 10, coach? I want to know. Maybe you have to rephrase that. You want to win to get number 9 or 10? No, that's not my point. Like I've said, here's the thing. Where we end the season now doesn't really matter. That's how I see it. And haven't read this the Frank Lampard tweet that my bro Eddie shared with me. He wants to win. Yeah, and he's saying playing for Chelsea means you have to win every game no matter what. So I get it. Like I said before, the ideal thing would be to give the young stars a chance because there's nothing to lose. I know that quite well. But at the same time, Frank is in charge, except if he's obliged to start the young players. If that's not the case, he will field the 11 he feels like will get him the result. And I'm saying we're going to see majority of the players that played against Real Madrid. Then if we start winning, then he can give the youngsters a chance. If it becomes clear that we're going to win the game by 2 goals or maybe 3 goals, then he will give them a chance. Because his coaching career is at stake here. That's how I see it, and that trumps everything with no matter how we see it now. This is that culture is there, coach, and that's why I said this last few games is the burial of old Chelsea. The Roman era is dead. That's maybe more clearer right now, and I understand that the Roman era is dead, and the funeral is the few games we have to the end of the season maybe. Hey, coach and panel, driving into work now, just stopping by to show some love, peace and blessings. Keep the blue flag flying high. Thank you so much, my bro Mario. I hope you're doing well. So people keep dropping the likes on the stream. We have 37 likes. We should be doing better than that. So Eddie, let me ask you this question. What structure do you think he will deploy on the day, and why?
If it wasn't the position we found ourselves now, like I said, Lampard loves playing the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-3-3. But considering what you just said and what we all saw against Real Madrid, it worked to a certain extent. So I think he will go with the back 3, and then that gives
changing much wouldn't make any sort of sense.
No, it doesn't. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. And then I think they will want to get so many points on board to push the club, at least to push us higher the table and bring a little bit of respect to where we finish at the end of the season.
Yeah, I totally agree. I agree with you. I don't think he would risk too much. And no matter how anybody sees it, more importantly, his coaching career is at stake here. Because how do you explain that? Yeah, you dragged Everton to the relegation zone and left, and a few months later got hired for Chelsea as an interim manager. You had the chance to redeem your career, and you lost 4 games in a row, or lost 5 in a row. If we end up losing today's game, and God forbid, I hope that doesn't happen. Because it will be seriously shameful. But
the next game is tough one against Arsenal. So
yeah, and we still have to play Man City, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So it doesn't get easier. So this is one game. Let's see what he does anyway. We don't know. Let me get what we have in the chat. I think he'd go with the 3 at the back structure, and then we'll come back again. This here says, I've read that from my brother Mario. Hello all. Hello to you too, brother Chipchilla. Constantino Dante, my Australian bro. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining the show. And DJ, so big up, bro. Coachella, the panel, guests, and everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for saying that, DJ. People, smash the like button and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes to go along with. Thank you so much for all the support. Identity is not dead. We are Chelsea. Identity of the pitch, maybe as an you can say as an entity, maybe. We are Chelsea, of course, but that old culture will be buried. And and I'm very happy, to be honest. Can you elaborate why you say you're very happy with that? Here's the thing. Before we continue, let me show you that tweet from Frank Lampard. I think that gives you an idea. Not this one. Is it this one? No. Okay. Let me say, just referencing what his comment. It's very important that we understand the pride that's always at stake when you play for Chelsea. Every game until now, until the end of the season, is to show how we can play, and that starts now. Which means every game is important to him right now. That's my message to the players. How I see it, more important to him than actually the players at the moment. He would want to win, if that makes sense. Let me see what else we have here. Time to turn face, coach. Okay, you go ahead, turn face. But we move on from that. So, AD, your thoughts on the back 3 here. The selection by Thiago Silva, essentially Fofana, right centre back, left centre back, Badiashile, and goalkeeper between the sticks, Kepa Arrizabalaga. What do you think? Do you think that's what it's going to be?
I think, like we said, I don't see why it should change a lot. Because don't forget,
most likely Badiashile comes in.
Badiashile should come in, yeah. Badiashile should come in, yeah. I think so. and then maybe left wing back will be Cucurella. So I think Badeshile will go to the left, most likely. But Kepa, I say might stay with Kepa because I don't know. We don't know how fit Mendy is. Even though some will say goalkeepers don't need that fitness, there's still the sharpness there that is needed for goalkeepers. So he's been out for so long. We don't know how fit he is, but I don't see him changing Kepa.
Okay, and for you, the 260s, who do you think starts there?
So it'd be Enzo, and maybe Kante. I don't know how fit Kante again is. If he wants to manage him, because next week we've got Arsenal, the next game. So if he wants to keep, play Kante in that game, and then maybe play someone else along, maybe Kovacic or someone, might be.
So you're not too sure who's going to start. Let me see let's see. Nobody will be sure here. Yeah, this is their probable lineup here with Kovacic not starting. I think we may well see something close to that. Raheem Sterling, if he starts, I'd be shocked. I don't think he has any place in this team. So let's go with Hoopy I think on the left, let's say Kante there. The position doesn't really matter to me until it depends. Let's see. Kante and Enzo. Okay, I want. Let me get what we have in the chat, and I want to get to thoughts who starts in the right wing back position. Let's see what else do we have here. Let's say Constantine Dante. So winning culture not good. I don't think he's mentioning winning culture is what he's mentioning mainly. Let's see. Smash the like button, guys, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's see what we have here. Win what 2 UEFA Champions League in 20 years. That's winning. We can do much better. Okay, you go ahead with the conversation there. Chelsea, just saying hello to Chelsea, Dan. Saying, okay, good conversation right there. The winning is what the winning I want is a treble or squad or win back to back to back. Yeah, consistency and not winning patches. I think I get what you mean, but that doesn't mean that what we've achieved so far as a club is bad. I think we've actually done well. Chilwell on the left-hand side, I think that may well be the case. What do you think on the left-hand side? Most likely Chilwell. He didn't play the last game against Real Madrid because he was suspended. I think Frank Lampard will prefer him. He's a signing. Plus, I think you could say in the wing-back position, he's in a better form now than what's his name? Than Cucurella. What do you think, Aiden?
Cucurella, yeah.
So Chilwell here, right?
Yeah, I agree. Chilwell, yeah.
And on the right-hand side, that's where we have a bit of an issue. I think if he's been, I don't know. What do you think he does here?
We've not seen Aspilicueta for a long time now. So I won't be surprised if he puts Aspilicueta there. But at the same time, Loftus-Cheek, we don't know how fit he is. So it's either Aspilicueta or Loftus-Cheek.
If he decides to use this structure with an attacking intent, then the only player that will make sense here will be Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe with the winger. I don't know if he can risk starting Modric here. Maybe he'd be concerned with regards to his defensive contributions. But we haven't tried him there. But like we've agreed, if he's going to go with that again, if he's playing this structure with an attacking intent, then it will most likely be Ruben Loftus-Cheek. That's what I think. I think he's played there for a while on occasions, and every time he plays there, he does well offensively. And I think he understands the role very well. He did it under Thomas Tuchel, and I think he did it once on the Graham Potter, and I think he fulfills that role so well because he understands his role is to overload the attacking area and the midfield. I think I'll go with RLC here. So we can. If you're in the chat, what are your thoughts with the lineup so far? We have Kepa between the sticks, Silva centrally in the back three. To his right, Wesley Fofana. To his left, Badiashile. And the 2 6s, Kante and Enzo Fernandez. Ben Chilwell, left wing back, right wing back, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Let's get your thoughts. I'm going to scroll past people that are having conversations there. And there's a lot to skip now. I'm not sure which one. Okay, this one here says we had our stable years about players, a coach. Okay, still the conversation going on there. So I'm going to let you guys slug it out. Let's see who's interested in the conversation here and see what they have to say. There's still the conversation. To Chilwell, throws stinkers and it's okay. Cucurella throws stinkers and it's a third world war. Here's the thing. I haven't actually critiqued Cucurella because I understand how he plays. I understand he plays as a sweeper keeper, and that sometimes can be risky because let's assume, for instance, if Cucurella starts in the left center back position because he operates as a sweeper defender, not a sweeper keeper. Sorry, you'd see him on the right hand side there. He follows the ball everywhere, centrally on the right hand side there, correcting mistakes that Fofana made. That's how he operates. But maybe a new manager will get him to be even more disciplined. If he can do that, then he'd be even better. And I haven't said, I think he's an excellent player, actually. He's a fine player, but we have to find a position again. I think mainly where he has space, actually, to get a chance to play would be in the left wing back position, not in the left center back position, even though we played him there and he had a good game. But I understand how he operates, that I'm not one of those that thinks he's a bad signing. He's not. No, I don't think so. The issues all our defensive line have had on that we had under Graham Potter and under Frank Lampard, it's because the 2-6s, as much as let's say the pairing of Kovacic and Enzo, they've been excellent offensively, but defensively they don't do much. They don't do much protecting the defensive line. And that's why when you see Koulibaly on the pitch, because he reads the game so well, you'd see him up here doing the job the 2-6s should be doing. You see him here in the central area, here in the midfield area, trying to break up opposition play. He literally operates as a 6. And that's because the 6 aren't really doing much defensively. Maybe with the pairing of Kante, we'll see a lot more. That makes a whole lot of difference. Even though Kante traditionally is an 8, but he reads the game so well and will always be at the right place at the right time to break up opposition play. So, yeah, I'm not one of those that thinks Cucurella is a bad player. No, I know he's not been perfect, but I haven't gone to the extent of saying he's a bad signing. Phil R7, big up to you, brother. Always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And if you're in the chat, I want to get your contribution as to what you make of the players who picked so far. We need a dynasty, not winning patches. Yep, I've said that. I want things to change. I want us to win and win consistently, dominate for a while. I get it, and I'm not saying we should. I'm not saying everything we won under Roman is bad. No, it isn't. It's been great, really. But they came in patches. We didn't win consistently at any time. Kai is injured. We're not playing tonight. Okay, thank you for that information. Let's see what else we have here. Actually, stinkers doesn't lead to goals. Okay, you guys should fight there, and I'm not going to be part of it. Let's see what else we have. Big up Chelsea family. Happy to join this morning. Let's like the stream. 44 likes, people. We should be doing better than that. We have 68 people watching. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream. Cucurella, let me move on from that argument. Hello to you too, Chama Yosef. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join in the show. Sincerely do appreciate that. I thought UEFA Champions League would be the same. Okay, as Man United, you guys really feel we are already the same level as Man United. Okay, you slug out that argument with anyone. Are we winning today? I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not sure what to expect, and I've become numb to the situation. If we win, I'll take it. If not, I'll still be okay. It's as simple as that. Let's see what we have. This is not okay. You guys have the conversation there. I can't be reading your conversations. Let's see what else we have. Yes, people, please like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you. Thank you for kindly saying that, Chama. I hope we can see Dacho Fofana play tonight. I hope to see him too, because Romano brought Messi and Ronaldo in his first transfer. Oh my goodness, you guys should slug that out. Let's see what we have. Coachella, your remarks on Koulibaly is 100% correct. He covers for a lot of mistakes, but still gets slandered. It depends on how people read games, and I'm not the one to just look at the game on a surface and isolate a single player and say we lost because of a single player. In some cases, you can do that, but majority of the losses we've had of late comes down to the team you can say underperforming as a unit. And for our defense, I think they've actually been one of the reasons why we haven't lost as many games we've lost, especially Thiago Silva. Lots of on the line clearances and all that. What else do we have? Though Chalobah isn't that good, but I would prefer Chalobah to play that right wing back. Yeah, if Frank Lampard if he deploys this structure with an attacking intent, then Chalobah isn't the right guy. If he deploys this structure with a defensive intent, then maybe Chalobah. But let's have fun and see what he does. I agree, Coach. Don't really know what to expect. Yep, and I've learned to follow the punch. So whatever happens, I'll be okay. Have you guys seen Roman Abramovich's first transfer window? Okay, just have the conversation there. We're here to do a lineup building exercise. If you play left center back, a mistake can easily lead to a goal. A goal. Then you play left wing back, play Chilwell left center back, and see the outcome. Wow, that's some serious experiment right there you're suggesting. But that's, by the way, I'm waiting, people. If you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Let's see. Let's see. Let me share the link with Dan. Dan is waiting, and Michael Obinka. If you're there and you wanna join, shoot me a message on Twitter, and I'll share the link with you. Maybe I'll give it a shot. But if I share it, if I share the link in the chat, then you'd have to be on your camera to join, if that makes sense. Let me see. Get this link here. Let me share with Dan. I think Dan wants to join, even though he's in. He says it's in Cyprus for a holiday. I hope you're having fun there, brother. Let's see, Roman. Please, can we move on from that conversation, please? Okay, you're gonna unsub because people disagree with you. Yeah, you go ahead. If that's what makes you happy, go ahead, do it, brother. I have nothing against that. Here's the thing: that people are entitled to their opinion, and you don't expect people to subscribe to your opinion. So if you feel like you want to unsub because people don't agree with you, then you go ahead. It's as simple as that. Seriously. Let's see what else we have here. I'm coming back to you, Eddie. Let's talk about the 2-8s here. With this structure, except if it is a flat front three, like let's say 3-4-3, then you can say it will be easy to accommodate wingers. There's a chance Mudryk, I think the last league game he played, I think he played somewhere in a similar structure and he did well. But your thoughts, who starts here, the 2-8s?
This game is going to be very physical. We know what Brentford, what they're going to bring. Mm-hmm. So Brentford is a very physical team. So
I don't know.
I think as much as it may divide opinion, I think he will go with Sterling on the right side. Mm-hmm. I think he will go with Sterling on the right side. And did somebody say Kai is injured? Is it?
Yeah, DJ did say that. And do you think what's his name? Do you think really Raheem Sterling should be starting this game?
Yeah, I don't think so. But we know Lampard. We want to go with the experience with this kind of game, and they've been playing Brentford. He would think, with pace and all that, it might work. But for me, I don't know. Noni is not played Noni at all. We don't know, so he's definitely not going to play him tonight. So if Sterling is fit, I say start Sterling there. I think he's going to start Sterling on the right side. Yeah, where you have player 10, he's going to play. I think Sterling is going to start there.
Yeah, I think we have to bring in those in the chat to see it, but probably usually once we involve those in the chat, it ends up being people's opinion. If they don't like a certain player, they don't care whether Lamp will select that player or not. And you say Sterling on the right-hand side. I'm going to use the vote. I'm going to ask those in the chat. But how about the left, the number 9 here? That's the other 8, the first 8 maybe. Let me just do this like this.
Mount is injured, so I say he'll play Felix. He might not want to start Mudryk. I think he'll play Felix.
Wow. Okay, let me see what we have. Tell him I don't like such attitude. Really, I used to like the guy, but I don't like what I've heard there. I think his business. If you like, let him come back or not. Sterling has shown nothing. Please don't start him. It's not me. You're sounding like I'm the one that's going to select him. It's not me. How many games does he want? I'm not sure. Says Coach, I have already sent you a message. You can check it out. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Let me see. Okay, no worries. Whenever time allows. I thought you asked for the link today. Let's see what else we have here. I don't get why was getting vexed. We all love the club. It's as simple as that. Just present your argument and let people present their own argument. We all love the club. We all love the club. And we're now going through tough time. We need to back Lambs, the players and the badge. Yeah, and he moves on at the end of the season. Whoever comes in, the person they hire may not be, may not be the biggest fan of whoever they hire, but we have Chelsea is the entity we support. We support the person and hope for the best. It's as simple as that. Michael Obinkap says, Madre K on the right hand side. Let's see. We'll ask those in the chat. I'll stop the poll, the like poll, and we'll ask those in the chat. I say Madre K as well. Try these players out. It all comes down to what Frank Lampard does, but we're not too sure. We're trying to predict what he does, but once I involve those in the chat, it will end up being people's opinion. But let's do it anyway. Let's see if Dan can be okay. If he's able to speak. Let's see what else we have there. Okay, let me put up the poll. I'll start with. I'll use the numbers to reference what player we're talking about there. Please, if you're watching, keep dropping the likes on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. Thank you so much for finding the time to join in the show. Let me put up the poll. I'm going to use reference it with Dan. If you're there, you can start talking with what do you make of the lineup, and big up to you. I hope you're doing well.
Up, Coach, my brother, man. How are you? Yeah, I'm away in Cyprus.
I'm all right.
Big up to everyone in the chat, up to Charles, and big up to the guy who is in the panel with us. Big up to you, pal.
Eddie.
Big up, Dan.
Big up to you, geezer. Yeah, man, the lineup seems to be okay in that, but Ruben Loftus to start, Coach.
In the right wing back position, but because we're feeling Lampard would want to attack. Go ahead.
I think Chalobah will start right left as a right wing back because he's been playing there lately before he's played centre back. I don't think he'll start Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I think he'll be right wing back. Then it'll be Chilwell with Kane and Enzo. Because the Chalobah seems to when he played there before. When did he play there? A couple of weeks back at right wing back, and he actually played well. Chalobah
played well.
Choose Chalobah. Right wing back position. I can't remember.
How was he offensively on the day? On the day you're talking about, how was he offensively?
It was good.
I can't remember the game in question, but I don't think it would make sense to start him over Loftus-Cheek if he deploys this structure with an attacking intent. But let's see. I guess we'll have to ask those in the chat. Eddie, let me ask this for the player number 11 position there. We have Felix Pulisic also. Yeah, Pulisic is an option for that position, right?
Yeah, Pulisic.
Then Modric.
Okay. Pulisic, Modric, or Felix.
Okay, I have the three players. Let me ask.
But I say it might be Felix because they still want to see more of Felix to the end of the season to make proper decision on him because he's still being looked at, So they want to try him in different game situations. Like it's not only the easy games, kind of like this one will be physical. So they want to see how he applies himself in this physical game. So they want to. I think so, though. Part of what they want to see, try to see more of him and give him time to see if there's anything going forward about making his deal permanent or not. It might play a big part, trying to play him as much as they can till the rest, these 7 games, to see what he can bring. That's my own opinion, anyway.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to say this about Felix. I don't think we're signing him.
I really don't myself.
Yeah, I don't think we're signing him.
I thought it was done deal, Coach. I thought it was done deal, mate. I think
it's not done deal. If I know you're probably enjoying your vacation in Cyprus, you've not been paying attention.
No, but I've been hearing, Coach. There's been a done deal with Lukaku swap. It's going to be part each way. Lukaku's going to Atletico Madrid, and Joe Felix is going to be with us with extra add-ons.
It's not that simple. Here's the thing: Lukaku isn't even going to cover half of how much they want for Joao Felix. And what makes it even difficult is this: there are other clubs. There are no shortage of clubs interested in signing Joao Felix. Man United for sure. Arsenal, I remember. Even Barcelona at one point, but I don't think Barcelona can afford him at this point. Now, they wouldn't be spending that much money. They have other areas of priority. In our case, I know we'll be selling a few players, and there's no guarantee how many of those players will be able to sell, because the salary of some of those players we want to sell, they are on a very high salary, which means the buying club, and usually when players move from one club to the other, they want a pay increase. You could say some of the players we haven't sold are because we've not been able to sell them because of their salaries. And that makes it even difficult. Plus, the club will be looking to balance the books. And as much as we would want to sign a few players here and there, I think the priority will be the midfield area and the number 9, most likely. Felix will be a signing that wouldn't make that much sense right now, given the situation we'll find ourselves in. Let's assume everything is all right. I think the club could have just signed him and say, let's sign him and just have him as part of the squad. No, I think it's a difficult balance, honestly, to achieve. Sell players, balance the books. I
was going to quickly say to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's been things about Joe Felix. He's happy to stay at Chelsea Football Club. He loves London. He loves the club. He wants to stay there. He's so happy there. He wants to be in a team with Pochettino. If we do get Pochettino said he's happy to have Felix in his plans for in the summer. But there's been talks about Todd Bowley. They definitely want to sign him for next summer. But I understand that if we do get him in the summer, we've got the saying Kunku and Gasto coming back to us next. So if Joe Felix is going to be a thing, I don't think there might. I would like to see because they've been talking about getting Victor Osimhen in, right? But if we can't get Victor Osimhen, I think Joe Felix probably the potential to be our next cam, because we've been hearing that Mason Mount and a few other players will be getting sold in the summer, but that Pochettino wants Mason Mount in the plans, and Mason Mount, right? I hope he does stay, because he's been since he hasn't played, he's been our best player on the pitch. But if we do get Joe Felix, if Joe Felix do go, Lukaku, I think they're going to be a part away to do a deal with Lukaku. If Lukaku not, I think pay the money. I don't think he's worth like 250k a week. Joe Felix, I think 100 to 150k. 100. That's enough to be, because we got a ridiculous. Who is it? Raheem Sterling's on 325 or 350k a week, and he hasn't really done a lot for this season. But we've all been poor this season. So if we could get Lukaku out of the club and get that done deal, and for parts exchange for Joe Felix to have, because they're really interested in Joe Felix, coach, for Lukaku. Atletico Madrid. So it'd be a good idea to do a part-way swap with them, pal.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I say my
the only thing.
Well.
The only thing that will, the only thing that will make it more difficult is, just as you said, Dan, if they're keeping Mount, that even makes it more difficult for us to keep Joao Felix, because Nkuku will be coming in, and then we have Mount, and then if we keep Felix, then that makes it difficult to want to keep him. But if Mount leaves, then he has more chance of staying. And then that would depend on what Atletico Madrid wants. And I was somewhere we were discussing yesterday, and someone was saying if we could get a second-year loan to buy for the third season. So that might make sense to me. But because we have been talking, financial fair play has been talked about. So if that is anything to reckon with, we have to be careful. And we definitely need a striker, need a CDM, and a goalkeeper if possible. So those three areas are areas of priority, the club. If Felix loves the club and it's not short of offers from other clubs, interest from other clubs, that makes him, if he loves the club, but he's not helped himself, to be honest. Let's be honest. Felix has been unlucky. It might be down to the performance of the club, maybe the general performance.
Team overall, yeah.
The team overall. It could be the performance of the team overall, yeah. But he has not done a lot to warrant, say, yes, we want to really go all out to get him. And then if Atletico Madrid really wants to get rid of him, because Simeone is still there and he doesn't like Simeone doesn't like him. So that might work in our favor to get him for. That might work in our favor to get him second year on loan. But Mount will be key to that decision, I think.
I think it makes sense. Let me catch up with what we have in the chat here. Sterling doesn't offer nothing to this team. It's just he came to Chelsea for holiday. And I've heard that people repeat that severally, that players actually, once they get to a certain measure of salary, they don't perform anymore. And unfortunately, but I'm not going to make his case an exception. I'm going to still refuse to single out individuals until we switch managers, until things start going the right way for us. But in this case, I'm going to say this also. It just seemed as if he was that bad at City, but because the team played as a unit and they had a good, they have an excellent squad. It masked, it did conduce Raheem Sterling's deficiency, but we're beginning to see that now at Chelsea because we're not good at Chelsea at this moment. Rahayu says Brentford is a low block team, right? I can't. I wouldn't say that.
Yes, yeah.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
They're trying to play.
No, they're not. They're not a low block team.
They're not really.
No, they're not. They're not a low block team. No,
they're not. But if you attack them, they defend deep to whether they attack. But if they get chance, they'll hit you on a break quicker than you be ready for. Yeah. I wouldn't say they're a low block team. Yeah.
We got
so you need a formation.
Tony, innit?
You need formation breakers like.
Sorry.
No worries. You need formation breakers like Ziyech. I wouldn't actually. Let's say even if they are a low block team, it wouldn't actually make sense to break Ziyech, to start Ziyech because Ziyech he needs space to do well in terms of finding. You have to make a run. But in a low block team, which means you have a lot of players defending. And if you try, I don't think it will work with Ziyech, really. If anything, we need ball carriers against low block teams. That's how I see it. Ziyech, if you can make a good run, he will find you. But where are you going to make the run into against a team that against a low block team, if that makes sense? Maybe you're talking about the pace of his crosses or of his passes when they are, again, especially in the air. Maybe that will make a difference if somebody can get at the end of it and just touch again, a little touch of the headlight as he goes into the net because of the pace. But I wouldn't play Ziyech against a low block team. I'd rather a ball carrier like Noni Madueke. Coach Felix at the left, Madueke on the right hand side. I think I'll send you the link in a bit so you can come explain why you think that will work. Ziyech gone on holiday already. I don't think he gets a chance, except it has to be like we're running out of talent or players, then we decide to give him a chance. Chelsea Dan, just saying hello to Chelsea Dan there. Coach, putting teams together these days is hard. It's not that simple, for being honest. It's seriously not that simple, for being honest there. This here from Phil R7, Felix on the left-hand side, Nani on the right-hand side, Dr. Fofana at the top. And Phil R7, I don't know if I've said hello to you today. I know I haven't seen you in a while. Please do let me know how you're doing. I heard some news on the future core players. One of them is Mudryk. I have a feeling Mudryk will play. We heard the news, but that's no guarantee he starts today. That may well be the case. I don't know. But here's the thing. Mudryk is an excellent player. And he's one player I actually wanted over, what's his name, Leao. But let's see how that pans out, if I'm correct. And you can say, get the reason why I wanted him over Leao. I think he will come good for us. And had Arsenal signed him, believe me, he will make them a title contender. That's how I see it. What else do we have here that I need to read? It says Felix may be a false nine, but maybe not on the left or replacing Mudryk. I see no more Red Bulls for you. Okay, I'm going to move on from that one. Please smash the like button and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. the likes do go a long way. We have 49 likes, but I sincerely do believe we should be doing better than that. This says, what they say, with Nkunku coming, and I don't sure Chelsea will sign Felix. It's a signing that wouldn't make any sort of sense. It's a signing that wouldn't make any sort of sense, seriously. Let's see, Felix is not staying in this mess. He's a top. He's a top player, but for me, all dribbles are fancy. So I have to. I hope not saying, especially. Here's the thing: his price is my biggest concern. And as for Felix, and like I said, it doesn't make any sort of sense to single out, to isolate the performance of a player as badly as we played as a unit, if that makes sense. That's what we have. It's only one moderator that timed you out, so don't call us a joke. Here's the thing. I'm not sure. I'm not going to get involved with that discussion there, but it's not okay for him wanting that he's going to unsolve. If he had issues with the moderators and say it, that's fine. And here, your opinions are welcome. And I'm sure he probably said something that infuriated the moderator that they deleted his messages. Haaland earns 600K a week and still scoring goals. No, but he's not at that age. Maybe I should have talked about at certain age. Maybe. Relax. Why am I reading the conversations there? Ziyech would drift inside, pulling one of the defenders, creating space for the wing back to run in for the cross. Maybe that's another way to apply it for him to apply himself if he's on the pitch against a low block team. That's what I meant by breaking part of their formation. I think it makes sense. Yeah, it could work, but let's see. And he seems to drift in actually a lot. Big up from Ireland. I am good. Smash the likes. Thank you so much, Francis Winters. I appreciate you finding the time to join in the show. Oh my goodness. That's just, please don't do that. Just let people express themselves. Big up to Bobby Smoky Signals. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. I appreciate you. This is more of a conversation within those guys, between those guys in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to come back to the panel now. Eddie, coming back to you. Can you make a case for Dacho Fofana to start? Do you think he should start? If you think that's the case, if you think he should start, can you make a case for him?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been wanting to see him play for a long time now, but I don't see him starting tonight. It'll be Aubameyang.
You think he's going to go for? I
say it's going to be Aubameyang. Lampard is going to go for Aubameyang. That's what I think. But I would have loved to see Datro. But as I say, it's going to be Aubameyang because he'll be preparing. I think he might be preparing Aubameyang.
Let him drop. Go ahead.
I think if he plays Aubameyang, he will be thinking of playing him against Arsenal again the next game. That's what I feel. He's not going to be Datro because Datro, if he plays Datro today, he's not going to play Datro against Arsenal. So he might want to try to see, like, kind of experiment the team that he might be using against Arsenal. So you want to see them function as a unit and then see how it pans out for him. So I think, as much as I don't agree, I think he'll be Aubameyang.
You think it's going to be Aubameyang? I think let's see what he does. Like I said, his priority will be to win games, and if he doesn't trust Dacho Fofana or know him that well, he most likely not going to give him a chance. But Dan, you go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Yeah, with Eddie, I see where you're coming from. But the thing with have you seen how many times we've changed the formation, different teams every single time we played every game? So I just don't think Aubameyang. If Todd Bowley's telling Frank Lampard not to play Aubameyang, I don't see Aubameyang playing. That's Fofana. I would like to see Fofana get the game because he's more powerful than Aubameyang. I've seen it with City in Stamford Bridge. Then we saw him in the FA Cup. I think he's got the talent. He's strong. He's got pace, and he's got because Carl Havertz is injured, isn't he? Who's injured? Who's out? Who's out? Is it? I know Mason and Reece James. Is it Carl Havertz?
Mason is out. Kai Havertz is injured. One more player. Who's that player? Reece James will be out. Reece, yeah. So
we ain't got no option. We ain't got Kai Havertz playing then. So I don't think he, honestly, true. I don't think he'll play for Fana or Aubameyang. I think it'll be like the Sterling, Madueke, and Joe Felix up three nation on in the chat, coach. I just don't see Aubameyang playing. I would like to see Aubameyang start because we need a striker. We need someone like Fofana or Aubameyang so we could get the goals. We need like they're both strikers. They should be playing. Aubameyang could score goals. He scored like 17, 18 goals for Barcelona last season when he was at Barcelona. So why can't he here? We need someone up front who could score. If it's good, like Aubameyang could just stay up there. Don't need to do the work. You don't have to push back. He can just stay up there. He knows how to break the defense down and that. But we need someone like Aubameyang, like what Eddie's. But I just don't see it, Eddie, mate. I don't see he'll be playing tonight and again. Honestly, true. I just think the front three he'd probably put Raheem Sterling up front or Joe Felix. That'd be the front three. Modric, Raheem Sterling, and Joe Felix. That's if depends if Sterling's fully fit. If he ain't fit, then I don't know. Literally just don't know. I want to see us getting a winning ways again. Like it's been so long. I can't remember last time we got a win since Bournemouth. Was it Bournemouth or Leicester? That's the last time we got a win. So hopefully, whatever Lampard does tonight, like Eddie said, just put Aubameyang on so we can see him play against Arsenal.
Eddie, on the right hand side, I think some solid argument there from Dan. Eddie, on the right hand side, we have the possibility Sterling, Madueke, Gallagher, any more players there?
I won't call it Gallagher playing. No, not up front. No.
Go ahead, Eddie.
No, I don't think. Well, I don't know, Frank Lampard, but I think I still stick with I say you're going to start Sterling and Aubameyang. That's what I think. And I think the front three will be Sterling.
Your analysis were spot on, but the biggest issue, once we involve those in the chat, I think it's more likely the decision on who we plug in the lineup, it becomes an opinion, more. You could say 90% opinion probably. But you go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I agree totally with that. But I think it's going to be Sterling, Felix, and Aubameyang. That's what I think.
Yeah, remember you say that. So let me ask those in the chat. On the right-hand side, player number 10, I think we have Sterling as an option, Modric as an option, Gallagher as an option. Let me just add Chukwuemeka there. Because he can play as one of the 2-8s, right? I think he's capable of doing that. But it remains to be seen. Let's see. I don't think Frank will give him a chance, but let's see what happens. Let me get what we have in the chat. I'll come back to the panel again. We can look at the lineup even more. Hello, Bobby. Okay, Bobby says he's on his way. Okay, see you when you get here, brother. Thank you so much. And Michael Obinka, Pochettino have reached an agreement with Chelsea. Thank you so much for that update, Michael. And I've sent you the link in case you still have time to join. And I'm asking that you be on the camera because I don't think you've been on the panel here before, just to ID you for security reasons. I hope that restarts, but could be Alba, like AD argued. Because Frank wants a win, he may well go for experience all through. A striker, at least, whoever starts between the two players. No to Alba, yes to Dacho Fofana. I'd rather do that. That's the ideal thing to do, given the fact I think we're all well aware that Alba leaves at the end of the season. Alba's mind is out of Chelsea completely. You could argue that. Let's see. Felix should not play anymore if he's not staying. What's the point? But if he can help us get a result, I think the manager will start him. Phil R7 says it's good. Okay, thank you so much for saying that. And big up to you too. We need a serious players like Dacho Fofana in that a top 9 position. On 2 occasions he's played, I liked watching him. I just don't understand why he hasn't gotten a chance to play even more. That's concerning. He says Emmanuel Ohahen, famous Nigerian football with that last name. Is it Christopher Ohahen? I don't remember his first name. Say you don't see it, and I don't understand. I think that's Pigeon. But that's, by the way, Shaq, players that are going to be sold will be playing. Won't. Do you mean won't or will be? Is that what you're saying? Or you think players that are going to be sold will play? So that's a way of putting them on the market. So maybe they perform well, we can get sizable fee from them. Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure. I am convinced that Gallagher will start. I think he starts. Because he was one of the best players against Real Madrid in that second leg. Say what you want about him. Yeah, I get it. I am convinced that Gallagher will start.
About Gallagher. We always argue with Gallagher, didn't we? We used to argue about Conor Gallagher, saying he's a good player. Now you say no, he ain't. I don't think he'll start him, and he won't good at Real Madrid.
I think Gallagher starts this game.
No, I don't think he will. Honestly, true. Okay. I don't think Conor. He's not good enough. He's not good enough to be up front.
Here's the thing. How old is he? How old is he?
20.
Should be around 23, right?
Yeah,
I think it should be 22 or 23.
Yeah, 23. Yeah, 23. Yeah.
Listen about Gallagher. He's still very young. All he needs is a manager that understands he needs to be coached even more to get to that level. Or again, because there's a good footballer in him. For instance, if he's so much in a hurry every time to make a decision, to decide on what to do with the ball. The moment his composure, if his composure improves, he'll become an even better player. And I think as he gains more experience, I think that will happen. I don't think he's a bad player, but I don't think at the moment, I don't think he's where he should be. He just needs lots of coaching. He needs to be playing lots of games, and he needs a manager like Pochettino. I think you would turn him into an excellent player.
I think we should loan him out, coach. I think we should loan him out, coach. This is what we do, Eddie, yeah, because...
And then with regards to the argument, even though I'm not Gallagher's biggest fan, with regards to your argument, how many times has he played in his preferred position? That's the thing.
He's just not good. He's just not good.
Coach, what's his preferred position?
An 8. He hasn't played there that much.
But it's not technically. See, Gallagher's work rate covers a lot for him. His work rate
that's the truth. Yeah.
Covers a lot for him. He's not technically sound, but maybe if he has a good coach, because each time Gallagher plays, I'm always scared of yellow card and red card. That's just the truth.
Yeah,
he's jumpy, kind of. He's too jumpy. He goes jumpy when he loses the ball.
Exuberance.
Exuberance. Yeah, that's the word. Exuberance. Yes. So he loses the ball. He feels, I need to get it back quickly. And by so doing, he gets a yellow card. And you cannot be doing that, and you're always on the edge. But it's raw, kind of still raw. He's only 23, I agree. There's still room for him to improve. But, I mean...
But Eddie, if with Conor Gallagher, when you saw him play against Real Madrid, he played it behind, Kai Havertz in the second leg at Stamford Bridge. And what he did hard, and the guy needs to go out on loan, get more experience. He's just not right for the Chelsea Football Club for a minute. I've told Coach this before, yeah. Since day one, when I see Conor Gallagher, I just don't think he's the talent for our club. He ain't good enough to be in our club for a minute. He needs to go out, yeah, another year or another 2 seasons, yeah, so he could play and get to his club. Because when you just see him on the pitch, mate, he's a run ball. He runs up and down the pitch. That's the only thing he does.
Let me just say, Dan, I get your argument, and I feel the same too. In most cases where, his name, Potter made changes and brought him on, he ended up causing more confusion on the pitch than helped the team. And that is not down to him. You can blame the manager to where he deployed him and how he asked him to operate. I've seen him do better under Vieira at Crystal Palace. He did quite well for them. And I'm concerned for Gallagher in the sense that there's a chance managers will prioritize his energy, his industry, the run he does on the pitch, just like Frank Lampard did for Mason Mount, Thomas Tuchel did for Mason Mount. Even Potter preferred Mason Mount's energy than what he has to offer overall as a player, and didn't coach him that much. The only time Mason Mount got good coaching was in Netherlands when he was on loan. Vitesse? Yeah. So my point is, Gallagher is a good player in him, but he needs a lot of coaching. And if anything, I think we've ended up confusing him even more at Chelsea.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, But
Yeah,
can we just say now that his level? Can we just say that his level is that of Crystal Palace? Yeah, that's where he can function well.
Yeah, it's a solid argument. He hasn't learned enough to be. You could say he's a Chelsea level. No, but like I said, overall,
coach. Like it's like Trossard, yeah. He was good at Brighton, but look where he's at Arsenal. He don't do hardly anything for Arsenal. He don't score more goals. What he does at Arsenal, what he did at Brighton. But what I'm trying to say, Conor Gallagher could be a good player, but he's an average player where he would be good for an average team like Crystal Palace.
But he has the potential. He has the potential to become better.
He will do.
Exactly.
But that's
where, if you can let me drop, that's why I'm saying I hope what happened to Mason Mount doesn't happen to him. I hope managers don't prioritize his energy and the running he does on the pitch and end up not coaching him enough to become better. That could happen to him. You see Mason Mount, every now and then you see flashes of brilliance, technical brilliance from him, and he's capable of that. He's capable of producing that day in, day out. But because the focus has always been his energy, his industry, his presence, even Thomas Tuchel played him at one point that he became mentally tired, and he was still playing him. It took at one point that he realized he needed a break. His decision making probably was what got Thomas Tuchel to understand. I think I need to give him a break, if that makes sense. Let me catch up with what more of what we have in the chat. I'm convinced that Gallagher will start, even Raheem, because of community chance. Not really because of community, but probably because Frank Lampard will start him. What do you guys think about João Felix? We've talked about him on hand. I think he's a good player, and I'm not just going to isolate his situation and say he's a bad player, because a lot of our players have been poor, from defense to the attack, to the midfield and the attack. So it wouldn't make any sort of sense to isolate any player there. After all, he did well. Actually, he did well for Atletico Madrid, and he's done for us so far, if you get my point now. So this is Felix plays too casually. He's not serious. Like I said, I'm not going to isolate the case of any of our players. They've all collectively have been poor. Gallagher and Chief, he's not good enough. At this point, yeah, you could say that. And my argument is that there's a good player in him, but he needs a lot of coaching to get there. He's not there yet. If the games has not slowed down for him by now, I don't know. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. The coaches want him to be Energizer Bunny. I think that's his strength. But he can become an even better player. That's how I see it. Let's see what else we have here. Excuse me. But I agree with Coach. They don't play him correct. No, he's been everywhere. If anything, we've confused him even more. Gallagher's ball IQ also needs a lot of development. That's where experience comes in. Him starting is favoritism from Lampard, but that boy is getting sold under Poch. If anything, I think it's Poch's kind of player, actually. But let's see what the club wants to do, whether he stays or leaves. Gallagher is the kind of player that needs 10 to 15 minutes on the pitch, not to start again for us. If that's going to be happening, then I'd rather him go where he'd get game time and develop, because that's a good player in him, really. I have to be honest with you. The fact is that there are so many players that don't have the ability to play for Chelsea, and Gallagher is among those players. Okay, if that's how you see it, that's your opinion. The whole squad is playing terrible this season, but for some reason we're crucifying Mason. Mark my words, we're gonna miss him. I will miss him already. I know what he brings to the team, but my argument is actually different. Whether we should sell him, or keep him. That's a different argument. My argument, I question why hasn't he reached that level we all know he can reach. And I have my argument, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here for the predicted lineup exercise. Concur, it's not just good enough, point blank, period. It's so easy to see he lacks the quality right now. If you phrase it that way, that's fine. Because let me tell you this again, the moment he learns to, again, not to be in a rush to make decisions, I think his approach will be even better. The moment he stops being in a rush to make decisions, more composure, maybe that's the language I'm looking for. The more he becomes more composed on the ball, I think he'd be an even better player. But that's by the way, we'll move on. I'm going to bring in Bobby. Bobby, your thoughts on the lineup overall, see the players who selected. And the poll we have is asking who's going to be in the position number 10 here. Not really the 10th position, just player number 10. We have Sterling, Madueke, Gallagher, Chukwuemeka, and those in the chart, 50% is saying Madueke, and that's from out of 22 votes. That's not poor at all. But your thoughts, Bobby, what do you make of the selection we've made so far?
I can't see it. Can you call it
should
out?
I give you the names?
Yeah.
Okay, between the sticks, Ikepa, Rizabalaga. Reason we argued, at least I argued that given Frank Lampard's statement that he hasn't seen anything that will make him decide to change who starts between the sticks. I was thinking maybe if he comes back because he was the person that signed Mendy, that he will find the slightest of excuses to drop Kepa. And he said openly that he hasn't seen anything that will cause him to make that decision. Back three, centrally Silva, Badiashile left centre back, right centre back, Wesley Fofana, 2 6s, Kante and Enzo Fernandez. Left wing back is Ben Chilwell, right wing back Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Our argument was that he started there before on occasions and he played well. If Frank Lampard is going to deploy a back three with an attacking intent, then I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek will be the most suitable for that position. One of the 2 8s, Mudryk, we haven't fielded the second 8 and the number 9 position. Yeah, that's it.
Your second 8, I believe that's what you're looking at
The
as
poll.
a 10.
Yeah, the player number 10 put up a player there. Yeah,
I think Frank would do this, and I would do this as well. Certainly to start, I'll put Gallagher there.
Yeah, there's a chance Gallagher starts there. But we knew the moment we involved those in the chat, that it's probably our decision will be based on opinions, not really what Lampard would do. But how about other positions on the pitch? What do you make of our selection there?
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. At all. I think it's quite right. Sorry, what was the left wing back again? Chilwell,
yeah. He's fit and he didn't play against Real Madrid because he was suspended, so probably well rested for this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's enough in terms of personnel. It just depends on how they apply themselves, and that's why I put Gallagher, because a team like Brentford, they're going to come with the hustle. Gallagher has the hustle.
And Frank has shown he trusts him.
Yeah, and I think it's more than that. It's the hustle. It's just the midfield. Well, with Ruben there, I don't know. One thing, when Ruben plays wing back, he doesn't often come into the midfield. And I think so?
I think he does.
No, he tends to hug the touchline a bit more. And in a game like this, you need that physicality. You need the fight. And you put the midfield as Enzo and Kante. I don't always like to see that, to be honest. With Gallagher there, well, maybe Gallagher will drop in and help. Flooding the midfield is key for Chelsea, and having the physicality to do battle is key, because that's where we get outdone most of the time against these sorts of teams. They come and they out-hustle us. There's no room for this pretty, let's take our time and do this and do that. No, we need to go into this game with a hustling mentality.
They play with 3 midfielders, so there's a chance Frank may well change the structure. They play predominantly with 3-5, a 3-5-2 structure. But let's see. Sometimes they mix it up.
You don't want to get outnumbered in midfield against this one. You don't, because they don't play. They hustle. They're hustlers. You don't. You'll be overwhelmed. It's not like teams that will give you time on the ball. This lot aren't going to let you play. So we've got to meet them with the hustle, and that's why he has to think. I would put a 3-man midfield for sure. Yeah,
but let's see what Frank does. It's just a few hours from now. Connor is not just good enough, point blank. It's so easy to see he lacks the quality right now. Like you said, thank you for saying right now. I think he can improve and then become an even better player. But hopefully managers don't just focus on his energy and not coaching. Connor, It's good to help the club recoup some funds. Okay, he can easily be sold for 45 million plus. I'm hearing Borussia Dortmund are interested, but nothing concrete has been discussed right now. I believe Gallagher is going to be Poch's Dele Ali, like in Tottenham for us. I think he's probably going to become a better player than Dele Ali if he gets good coaching. Coach, but how are we high on Gallagher and low on Mount when they're nearly the same age, and Mount has showed he can actually be a lifer. Here's the thing. In the case of Mount, I think people rarely mention Mount these days because of his contract situation. And you can think a lot of people have probably accepted or feels like that he will end up leaving the club and have accepted that reality. Maybe that's the case. But right now he's
people
injured.
aren't talking about him because he hasn't been playing.
Exactly, and people don't talk about him. Yeah, exactly. Just what Bobby just said. People don't talk about him that much because he hasn't been playing. And even though he's been fit enough under Lampard, he didn't get to play. So even a lot of people thought once Frank is now the interim manager that Mount gets to play every game, and that hasn't happened. So that
I want to
shows
correct that, Coach. I want to correct that because Lampard said it himself. He said Havertz is out injured and won't be back training till the end of the week, of next week. He said Mount has had an injury all along. He's been
even
injured.
when he was on the bench.
Yeah, he's got a hip injury and he's going to have surgery and may not be back for another 4 weeks. And Reece is out injured as well, and he won't be back for the rest of the season, as we expected. So that's the situation. Mount has not been fit.
No, I didn't know that, but they should have told us. Why have him on the bench if he's not fit? Maybe he's that important, but let's see what happens.
He's the kind of person that will try and play past the pain barrier. And apparently he's carried this hip injury, for a long time. So that probably explains his loss of form.
Wow. I'm going to catch up with the channel and I'm come to Roger to get his thoughts.
Yeah, Coach, Bobby's right. He did come out of it. And if you see him when he played Real Madrid in a second, when he got subbed on the picture, he did really look really uncomfortable. He was so uncomfortable playing. He was showing pain. Because he was when you see actually there's a photograph of Mason Mount holding his ribs really so much in pain. So that is what Bobby Smokes was saying. I just don't think it's right, Bobby. I think it'd be Sterling and Joe Felix, but Mason Mount, it's a shame that Mason Mount's going to be out for 4 weeks. And Reece James, oh my God, he's out for the whole season, so that's not good news. But all
right, let me catch up with the chat, and then I'll get Roger's thoughts on the lineup. Coach, but how are we? I think I've read that one. Please, guys, smash the like button and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. 54 likes. It doesn't look like we'll get to 100 today because we'll have just a few minutes, about 20 minutes plus to round off. Probably all Roger's time. Dortmund is interested in Gallagher. I think Chelsea should take advantage of this and let Gallagher go. It depends on what the new incoming manager wants to do. Coach, give Mount a short contract. So if it doesn't peak next season, we can sell him. He's not going to take a short contract from you in the first place. We don't need a keeper. We're fine there. You think? Okay. A CDM and a striker. Those two I agree should be our priority. Brentford is no joke. Lampard players selection will be key. I've my doubts. Brentford is actually better than us. I think we're in terms of form. We're both teams are in a poor run of form, but they're a bit better than us. And they've averaged 1.5 goals per game the whole season, and we're at 1. And we haven't won in 7 attempts, I think, and they haven't won in 6 attempts. So they're a bit better than us. In that, let's see. I don't see Gallagher developing more than the way he looks right now. He's just average player. That's all. Okay, just remember we talked about it, and I told you, as long as he gets a manager who understands he's still young and needs a lot of coaching, understands where his problems lie, I think he'd become an even better player. My problem with Gallagher is he's too slow. Is it too slow? Okay. He's too slow. He's not quick to make attackers. That's why he's being booked always. Wow, that is some argument. Okay, that's opposite of what I've been thinking. Roger, hola, gracias. All the Spanish you were going to say, let me start saying it to you. But gracias. Big up to you, Roger. I'm sure your thoughts on the lineup overall, the players who picked. If you can see your screen, if you can see the screen, the lineup. If not, I'll read it out for you.
No, I can see the screen. Good afternoon, gentlemen, coach, everybody, Dan,
Good afternoon
Eddie.
to you too, brother.
Hi, Roger.
Big up, Roger. Big up, Roger, man.
Hi, Roger. Yeah.
Big up, Bobby.
Pleasure.
You see everybody
Cyprus,
really do miss you. See how everybody's going, having to say something to you.
Yeah.
Bobby,
Roger
you were saying
just
something.
abandoned me, and I was holding the fort, looking out for Roger. Fortunately, IBZ was around. We've missed you, bro.
Likewise. I apologize. So trust
I think
me,
I know
it's
where Bobby's
reciprocal.
coming from. You left him alone, and the rest of the panelists was attacking him, and those in the chat was attacking him and IBC.
Bobby, welcome to my world. No, I'm just kidding. No, I haven't been too well, gentlemen. But I'm feeling better today. So thank you.
More importantly, glad to hear that you're feeling better, brother.
It's good to see you back, Roger. But I'm away in Cyprus, just in my vacations with the family and that. I thought I'd come and jump on and say hi to Coach earlier. Yeah, come on, follow up.
I can hear in the background, Dan.
Mm-hmm. The young blues, yeah. Go ahead,
young
Roger.
kids,
Yeah, so this lineup, I think, is pretty poor. There's no Drogba, there's no Lampard, no John Terry. Too soon, gentlemen, too soon.
No, but go ahead.
Couldn't resist. Yeah, it's a good lineup. Seriously, I have no idea what he'd be doing. Just a thought. What about playing Aspie instead of Ruben? I know his legs have gone, but
if he's playing this structure with an attacking intent, then Ruben wouldn't make sense. What's his name? Aspie wouldn't make sense. But if he's deploying a wing back with intent to have him defend, then yeah, Aspie. Then you'd be better off. I don't think it would make sense to start Aspie here, but you go ahead with your argument. That's how I see it.
No, and it's valid. I was just playing devil's advocate with Aspie because we lack leadership, and this team, as everyone has stated, Brentford is a very physical and high-powered team in regard to energy-wise. This coach has them. This isn't the most you would never confuse Brentford squad with Man City's squad, right? You know, they lack talent in so many ways, but what they make up for it with effort, with application. They press well. They're a very physical team. You know, they're a faster version or an upgraded version of Burnley, let's say. So, and they're doing very well, and their status in the table reflects that. They've been a very good team. I actually didn't think they would stay up this year, so they've done very well. They've exceeded expectations. Going back to Chelsea, I'd like to see Modric start. I think Gallagher, because of the opposition we're playing, I think Gallagher, there's a strong possibility that Gallagher plays in the number 10 over in this.
I think he will play.
There.
But
I think it's a strong
here's why. You know what? Once we involve those in the chat, once we use a poll, the decision on who will plug in any position will most likely be, based on opinion, not really what we think Frank Lampard would do. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I get it. I think players like Pulisic and even Sterling, to a certain extent, they will be out-muscled on the ball. They will be pushed off the ball. This isn't a team that I would choose Pulisic or Sterling to play. I have a sneaking suspicion, though, that if Gallagher isn't starting, then I think he'll put Sterling in there, which you know how I feel about that. So there's a possibility he could play Sterling up as a false number 9. Also, there's a possibility. Who knows? But I would love to see Dutra Fofana start, and I would like to see Madueke start, or at least come on the pitch. You know, at least get.
So who do you think starts there?
Well, in the number 9, please don't let it be Pierre-Emerick. He just doesn't have the legs. He can't press. He just doesn't. Yes, he scored and he did well for Barcelona. And, historically, don't forget, that's A, in a different league, and B, that was history. From what I've seen, very little that we've been exposed to watching him play. But yes, you can say that he hasn't received the service, but a couple of occasions, the amount of times that he has received the ball, he hasn't scored. He hasn't been that clinical.
Mm-hmm.
I don't rate him. I think maybe 4 years ago, yes, he would have fitted in well. But his legs have gone, gentlemen. He plays in a position in an era where forward pressing is the norm, and he cannot contribute to that.
Yeah, especially under Frank Lampard, I think he likes that. So maybe that may well mean that Datro Fofana gets a chance to start there. Let me plug in these out of 35 votes. I doubt it too. He may well play Felix as false 9 and then accommodate accommodate Raheem Sterling. But let's see. We're working with those in the chat. 49% saying thanks, it should be Madueke. So we'll just let's oblige and plug in Madueke here.
Sorry, Roger, to butt in. I was saying to Eddie, and this just comes to Bobby, Frank Lampard tonight, I just don't see him. I would like to see Fofana play it, but I was saying about Eddie was saying about Aubameyang, like he might play Aubameyang tonight for the Arsenal game next week. Is it this weekend or next weekend? I don't know, because I haven't really seen the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But if Aubameyang does start tonight, I was saying, right, he could just stay up the front. He knows how to open the space from the defence, and we've seen him when he used to play before. He used to be open, but we've never used to give the ball to Aubameyang in spaces where he used to be. But now we've got Enzo, and if Enzo looks up and he can put good balls in, if we could do that for Aubameyang, I think that he will score the goals. I know he hasn't got the legs, but I'm saying to Coach earlier, I would have joined. Instead of him trying to push up and help the players, why don't we stay in between that middle and just try to open that defence where we could put the ball in for him into the box to box so he could score them goals. But I don't think Fofana will start at the end of the season because he's only played 1 or 2 games in the FA Cup against Man City, and the guy, we can see how quality he is. Where we seen him when he came, and he scored goals for that Modric, who he used to play for in that league, in that Norwich league. See him playing, and I would love to see Fofana start playing. The last time I said Fofana's going to play, he was going to play for the 45 minutes, and he was going to get subbed off in the 45 minutes, and that's what he did. But with Aubameyang, I just don't see Aubameyang. And there's loads of options. There's the Carney, we haven't seen how good he is. There's the Nuni Majoki. Give him games because he's strong. We've seen him how he plays, Coach, and we've seen how he holds the ball. He keeps the ball with his feet, and he can cross the balls in very well into the box. So why don't we start him? See how let's start playing him. See how he gets on in this game, because we need someone who can fight up front. And I don't see with Conor Gallagher, if he starts up front, it's going to be a big mistake. I don't want to see.
Also, don't forget, we're paying per game basically for Felix. So if that's the case, there's probably pressure on Frank to choose him because he's on loan. We're paying for that loan. It doesn't make fiscal sense not to play him.
Yes,
it doesn't. It doesn't.
I don't think Felix will get dropped. I think he'll be, because if you've seen Felix, it's like he got dropped to get. I feel he got dropped to the Real Madrid in the second game, and he came on in the second half. I don't think Felix will get dropped. If it comes to it, it might be Aubameyang, Modric, and in that front three terrier. In that front three terrier.
He dropped it in the Champions League second leg, didn't he?
Yeah, he dropped Felix. Yeah.
I think that was more.
I think if he feels like he's not going to get the job done for him, I think he wouldn't mind dropping him. and I'm going to say this again, and I'm serious about that. And Roger, I want you to comment. I've said this before. As much as there isn't anything to play for right now, except for the pride of the club, which is very important.
Yeah.
Also, the ideal thing to do would have been just to give the youngsters a chance. Give them chances, prepare them for next season. It will go a long way. But Frank's reputation is at stake.
Well, there's something even more important than that, Coach.
Go ahead.
The higher up the table you finish in the season, the more money you get. So
financially, yeah, exactly. Yes. I haven't even considered that.
There's more incentive, yes.
That's Roger. I'm happy you're back. I didn't even consider that. So
that's why they pay me the big bucks, Coach.
And which is whatever money we get does go along with. So yeah, I think that's important too. But I would say, from Frank Lampard's perspective, more importantly, his coaching career is at stake here. Fired by Everton a few months ago for having dragged them to the relegation zone, joining Chelsea because nobody cares whether he joined and the next game was in 15 minutes. Yeah. If he knows Chelsea that well, he should know the players they have there already and have a good idea as to where he wants to play them. But my argument is, from his own perspective, more importantly, he needs to win the remaining games at least win the big games. Beat Man City, beat Arsenal. Because, go ahead.
I think he's the consummate professional. I think he's not doing it for his reputation per se. He obviously loves Chelsea.
I get it, but as a human being, subconsciously, part of it will be his coaching career too.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't think his coaching career is in question. He'll probably get a championship team next season. There's a strong possibility he'll get, someone in the championship, or possibly a lower second half team in the Premier League. Perhaps that's a big perhaps. But I think he's a consummate professional where unless it's pre-season, he sends out a team based on his opponent in order to win and nothing else. That's it. Unless there's pre-season where he wants to determine or ascertain how that player fits into the team or changing formations. Other than that, he's all about winning. He's a very driven and competitive individual.
True. And everything points to the fact that winning is needed. So I feel for the youngsters, it would take us winning games like 2-0, 3-0, then he'll give them a chance.
Exactly.
With regards to you saying he gets a job like a mid-table team in the Premier League, who would risk that?
Listen, there's quite a shortage of coaches when you think of it. There's people retiring, but there's up-and-coming coaches internationally too. I think Frank's reputation has taken a dent with Everton, so to speak. But then again, you can equally say that they didn't fill the squad after certain players were sold. They sold their best players.
Yeah, they did,
And they didn't replenish that. So owners and, shall we say, directors... But
that's just you being objective as an outsider.
Yeah, but we're talking about people like Vivell. Other people, sporting directors, will take that into consideration. They're professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes. No, it does.
He didn't get backed. He didn't get backed at Everton coach. And
people take that into consideration.
But still, a lot of people won't look at that.
No, it's not a feather in his cap, is it?
Yeah, and he was able. Didn't they beat Man City?
I don't recall that.
Yeah, did he end in a draw? But I'm going to check it. I think he got some.
It was a draw, coach.
Yeah, it was a draw. I think he got some big results with that team, and they end up losing to teams they shouldn't be losing to. At least that's how I see it. But I get you make an excellent point. They didn't back him. Roger, some praise for you here that I'm even jealous. It says, Roger, just saying hello to you. And Chelsea is bigger than Gallagher. He needs to look for a club. This is not his level. Wow, that's your opinion. Facts. I'm thinking this facts was this comments here with regard to you mentioning Frank Lampard and all those players. Michael S. and Didier Drogba as the lineup. Say the lineup isn't complete with it. Phil says no team that plan to win Champions League will ever depend on Gallagher in attacking role or Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the defense. Like we said, this structure we're looking at, if Frank goes with this, it will most likely be with an attacking intent, with the primary responsibility of the wing backs not to defend, but to overload the attacking area. That's the modern way of playing the three at the back approach. If that makes sense, especially on the Thomas Tuchel, and also Potter did that. Yes, play the captain. Okay. As well as we have here. Read my mind, Roger. You read my mind, Roger. I was going to say the same. Aspie, you think Aspie is going to start? Like I said, if Frank is concerned with the defensive aspect of the whole thing, he may well start Aspie. But if it's not, then Ruben Loftus-Cheek will be the perfect guy to start here. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him experiment, but it wouldn't make sense starting Aspie in the right centre-back position and moving Fofana here because he likes to drive with the ball. But that would be a huge risk. We need stability, which means those that play at the back, speciality players who play at the back. So to be sure you have a solid defensive line.
Coach, can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it being shown on American TV, the Chelsea game?
If I don't get it on the TV proper, then it will be on Peacock.
Okay.
But let me see. Let me find out quickly where this one is.
Because Arsenal's playing City tonight, so I think Sky's going to be showing that. Do we know any TV coverage tonight? BT
for which one?
For Chelsea tonight.
The
English
Chelsea, Chelsea Brentford will be on BT 3, BT Sports HD 3, and Man City's on the BT. They're also on BT, Sports 2. I've just checked up on my phone. They're both on BT.
Thank you so
Arsenal
much. I didn't check.
So
Thank you.
I'm in Cyprus, so I'm 2 hours in front. So the game, I don't know what game it starts at 8 o'clock, don't it? 8 o'clock.
So
I think so.
So the Premier League match between City and Arsenal, that one will be on Peacock. The Chelsea, I think they have every game on Peacock. But let me check. But no matter what, I think you see that if it's not on MSNBC or I think then it should be on Peacock.
That's fine. I can watch it on BT. I wasn't sure whether BT or Sky was covering it because of the City game.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Right, people, thank you for 59 likes. One more to get it to 60. Let's get it to 60 likes at least. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has been a shadow of himself. He's been given the opportunity to prove himself, but unfortunately he couldn't. I'd play Aspie. I prefer Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the right wing back position with an attacking intent. Defensively, he won't. You won't. Again, he's not the best, but offensively, he adds more, brings more to the table than Aspie would do. Will bring more to the table than Aspie would do in this game. But let's see what the manager does. His coaching career won't change anymore. I think it would take something extraordinary to have a reputable, you could say, resume, if that makes sense. Because he's been, you could say, he's been quite unlucky. Everything he achieved at Chelsea, wow. I just wish he didn't go to Everton, because that's actually
Coach, it's early in his career.
Maybe let's see it like that. I think he still get a chance, but it's not going to be the sort of club he would want to. And had he come in, let's say in his second stint at Chelsea, if he had won the whole 4 games in a row, no matter what happens next, I think he'll be all right. But this isn't good. I think it would pain him a lot as a human being. I know he loves the club, and that comes first. At least we believe that. I mean, won't make much of a difference from now to the end of the season. He won't, but I think he would want to win, definitely. No, Ancelotti was rubbish at Everton, but about to win the Champions League. You check what squad did they have at Everton, and I think it was still a project in progress. I think him leaving set them back also. That's why you don't trust managers that much these days. Had he stayed, I think they would have progressed better right now in their project, because they really wanted to grow as a club, and that's why they hired him and paid him big money. But Real Madrid came calling and he said, okay, I'm gone. Bye, Felicia. But in BT, no, but that's not okay, really. What he did, I don't think they will forgive him, really.
That's the best word ever, Friday.
Yeah, Gabriel say both on BT, different channels. Both games are on Peacock. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Chimera. It looks like you're in the US too. Yeah, I saw both on Peacock, but I think USA will probably cover one of them. Let's go to this now and plug in. The argument is this guy here. I think people in the chat, they're picking Datro Fofana. I think this is opinion driven.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not. If Frank does the same thing, I'd be surprised. If I did, usually I didn't do for this one because it's hard to guess what Frank would do in most areas. I wouldn't pick Datro Fofana, but I'll just plug it in because those in the chat picked him. So let's say Datro Fofana.
Coach, honestly, true. I think Chalobah will be playing right left wing back. Off the street.
I don't think he will play in any of the wing backs.
He played there. I can't remember what game it was like. I think it was 3 weeks ago. He played that. There was three. It was Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, and it was Wesley Fofana, and it was Cucurella and Trevor Chalobah were playing on the left wing. At the right wing back when Reece James was in. I think Reece James was at that game, and it was Enzo and Covey. He definitely played at the right wing back, and he did so well. I can't remember what game it was, but he did play as a right wing back. Rubens Loftus-Cheek weren't picked then. Aspie wasn't picked. I think he might start because he did. I know Lampard when he first came, when he started the game, he put Trevor Chalobah at right wing back. I can't remember what game it was. I'm thinking. I think it was 3 weeks ago. Who did we play 3 weeks ago? Before Real Madrid, the first game.
It was. Was it? Was it Wolves?
Yeah, that's it. I think it was Wolves. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Okay, go ahead if you were still talking.
Yeah, I think it was Wolves. He played the right wing back for. He played because I know it was a terrible because we got bullied, but he put Trevor. But when Trevor Chalobah played there, he looked like a coach. He played really well. Played there, but the thing was, just to quickly ask you a question. Do you think you actually might play the 4, not the 3-5-2? Because we've been since lately. I've seen him been playing that 3-5. The 3-5-2.
Sorry,
so
could you ask that again?
Having two off front. Do you think he might have 3-3 tonight, or do you think he'll play the 3-5-2? Because he's played that 3 games now against Real Madrid. Who else did he play against? I can't remember. I think it was against someone else. I think he might go to 3.
You're talking about the formation.
Yeah.
I don't know if, again, beyond the back 3, I don't know how he's going to structure here, the midfield area and the attacking area. But to me, if you ask me, I'd say I'll bet that it's going to be a back 3. Because Badia Schiller comes in and we don't have Reece James. Who else can play? Maybe if he decides to play Aspie in the right back position and go with a flat back 4, but we're not sure what he's going to do. I think he would want to attack. He wants goals. He wants to win. And going with the back 4, I get it. Some people think the back 3 approach is more defensive. No, it depends. If you deploy this structure with an attacking intent, you actually have more people attacking. If that makes sense. But let's see. I'm not sure.
This is what I'm trying to say to you, Coach. Because Lampard, if he was really ready to play attacking football, why did he not play attacking football against the second leg at Stamford Bridge? Because he went to a 3-5.
He was attacking. He just chose the players. But like Roger will tell you, even before we hire Frank Lampard, that we're not going to score goals. I don't know if you get my point. I think the selection, the structure was good. It turned out we actually played better. But it's wrong to say we were the better side if we didn't take our chances and win the game. Had we put away the chances we had, I think we would have won that game before the 70th minute, actually. So the structure
was all over him, Coach.
Sorry?
I knew we was all over him. I knew we was all over him because we was better. Because I know we was better team in the second leg. Bruiser, the Real Madrid was a better side, but we got knocked down to 10 men. But the second leg, I heard that we was a better side, but we just couldn't finish the chances. Like we had so many chances, but we couldn't score. Yeah.
I
mean,
I mean, you can say we've scored a few, but by hitting the woodwork, that's what counts as our goals. Both games, Pika, thank you so much. And Phil says, just telling you the Lampard still have a chance. Oh, okay, now I understand your point. He still has. I'm not saying it's over for him. I'm just saying it was going to be. Again, my point was that it would be difficult to get a really, really good club. Say, come coach us. Gallagher at 9. That's what my New York bro thinks is going to be. But let's see what happens. Lamps can still have time to succeed in coaching. Just has to go lower and start from there. That's what I think. Yeah. But anything in the Premier League, it's going to be really difficult. But let's see. Has to go lower and bring club up and remain with that club. Maybe 5 years, get another chance. Yep. Just cancel out all the bad records and everything. Felix, as a 10 and an over up top, should really make a difference. Play smarter than a different structure, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. Using emojis. 4-2-3-1. You think it's gonna be? Let's see what happens. Maybe if he decides to play with wingers with a structure that accommodates wingers more, maybe he'd do that. But let's see what he does. What else do we have here? Okay, it was a. He's saying no, please. It was a joke. So Roger, I don't know. Let me start with AD. I'll come to you in a bit, Roger. Eddie, if you're still there, your thoughts. What do you think the outcome of the game would be? Let me ask those in the chat. What do you think the outcome of the game would be? Oh, okay, Dan, I see your message. Talk to you later, bro. Maybe when you come back.
Yeah. I'll come back on Friday on the 28th. Friday, but thanks for letting me join, Coach, and big ups to everyone in the panel.
No worries. Except if I don't see your messages, I always like to have you on the panel. But if I see your message in time,
you're always my brother. Yeah. You're always my brother. Always my brother.
All right.
Thank you for letting me have you on, Coach, and take care.
All right, much love, brother.
Enjoy your holiday.
Cheers, Bobby, man. And if you're doing a watch along tonight, Coach, I'll come and jump in for a bit because I won't be watching the game.
I will try and do watch along, but my post-game show most definitely.
Yeah, I'll be doing that in the pub. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Dan.
Enjoy yourself.
Up the chat, man.
Bye, Dan.
All the best. Bye, guys. Everyone in the chat. Take care. Bye.
All right, bye. Much love. So, Eddie, what do you think the outcome of the game will be?
Yeah, I would love us to win tonight, but it's going to be a very tough game.
Okay, go ahead. Let you speak.
Yeah, it's going to be a very tough one, but if we can really grind out that result, 3 points will be very good for us. I think I see it'll be a high-scoring game. I think 3-2 maybe. Chelsea.
A high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you said 3-2 Chelsea win.
3-2 Chelsea win, yeah.
And overall, other than the outcome, what sort of a game are you expecting?
A very tough game, I said. Very, very tough game. You need us to be very. They attack very well. They attack very well. They defend very well. So, and we can't afford to let them score first. If we allow them score first, I mean, that will get to the fans, and that will really, really not go well for us. So we need to really be on top of it and score first. If we can, then I see it will be a high-scoring game. To be honest, I really see a high-scoring game because we won't defend that much. We'll attack. I mean, we want to win, so that will open up at the back for them as well because they have good attackers as well. So I say it'll be 3-2. If not, it'll be like a draw. But I think it'll be 3-2 Chelsea. Let me just stay with 3-2 Chelsea.
All right. I know Bobby don't do predictions, so I'm just going to ask Bobby, what sort of game do you expect?
I don't think it's worth saying it will be a difficult game for me personally because all games in the Premier League are difficult. I think we can win tonight. I think if we line up our ducks and apply ourselves correctly and not get outfought or bullied, we win. We're the better team. We've shown that we can play. The only thing is we have that problem with scoring. Maybe it will click for us tonight. No sort of severe pressure, although there's always pressure with Chelsea. They have to win because they haven't won for a while. But, let's just see. one thing about this not scoring thing is, if you get one, then you might get 2 or 3 or so on. I think we've got to be tough tonight. We've got to be physical. We've got to get our physical players on that pitch and not allow them to bully us. With Detro attacking and as physical as we can be in midfield, pack the midfield, we'll be fine.
Thank you so much, Bobby. Roger, over to you. You're the one to end it for us on the panel. I'll get what we have in the chat before we call it a day. Roger, what sort of a game do you expect, and what do you think the outcome will be?
Yeah, I pretty much concur with Bobby.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked, right?
It is shocking, isn't it? But he's correct. I think the key to the game, as in most games, is the midfield. So I don't necessarily think that we're going to be playing this formation. I think maybe a 3-5-2 or 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. I think that's. But who knows? Who knows? I think. Listen, I'd be so shocked that if the season finishes and we haven't broken the spell where all of a sudden everything clicks scoring wise. I think that will transpire. Whether it's tonight, I have no idea. Listen, our whole issues have been, for the most part, is the inability to put the ball in the back of the net. It's that simple. So, the game is predicated on that, isn't it, gentlemen? So we need to prove that we can do this. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night for us, as it has been the whole season. So it's the usual, coach. It really is. It's frustrating.
So you think it's going to end in a draw?
If we're lucky. Because look at the players on paper. Yeah, I know the game isn't played on paper, but we are not playing to our abilities. The players that we have, the ability that we have in the squad, not just the team, the squad, it's sumptuous. It's a bloody good team, but they're not clicking for a multitude of reasons. And that needs to change. Whether it means that it can only transpire by thinning out the squad first and having a pre-season, who knows? But right now, if we do not improve, we're going to, shall we say, lose games. Let's be honest.
Yeah, thank you so much, Roger. Let's see how it pans out today. No, it was a joke. Gallagher is going to start as a number 9, 1-1 draw. Constantine Dante thinks FIFA 93. Come on, the Blues. Yes, let's go. And please, more likes. We're about to round up, but if you haven't, please drop a like on the stream, and also do haven't. Thank you so much. The likes do go a long way, and we have this one here, Capro A, all towards our goal. Wow. Let's see. So big up, coach. A big up to you, too, brother. Much love to you. I already know the score line of the Brentford game is so. I will be watching the City game. The beautiful game. Much love to you, brother. And he says, I think it's safe to say Frank's managerial career will be done by the end of the season. He breaks yet another unwanted record tonight, considering he's continuing his poor run from his first stint. Wow. I hope he wins today because I want my club to win. Hopeless optimism. Well, at least be optimistic. I deflected goal, one deflected goal in 4 games. Where are the multiple goals going to come from? That's what they say in a high scoring goal.
Yeah.
and they just laughing too.
That's if he plays my lineup, coach. I said Aubameyang, Sterling, and Felix.
Okay, remain hopeful. It may well happen. Because the following comment: high scoring game. We cannot even score a goal. I think I'm liking that comment from it now. He's bringing out the. Oh my goodness! 1 goal in 6 games. What changed with our team? If anything, even less motivation to play. I think I'm concerned with regards to the players' confidence, because sometimes when you're a bad run of form, That is, if you're in a losing streak, losing the next one is actually easier. Winning it is even tougher.
Coach, 15 out of the last 25 games we have played, we have not scored in. 15 out of 20. Let that sink in, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's a serious concern.
That's a trend. That's more than a trend.
Yeah, I hope we break the jinx today, or whatever you want to call it. The woodwork will need a fresh coat of paint by the time we finish tonight. If we're lucky.
He's back.
It is serious. It's something serious, really. I hope it doesn't happen today. Again, I wish my beloved club good luck. Yep, let's win. Up to Blues. Thank you so much for saying that. The next one, I think that's a repeat of what you said before. Or do we have one announced Poch now? Sack Frank next. I don't think they'll sack Frank. Give Poch the remaining games to assess the squad. Win all the remaining games. Job done. To end the season, don't let it get worse. But I get your point. But I don't think Frank is going anywhere. Do you think Poch will be at the game? Maybe, we don't know. A few days ago, we heard something to that effect that he may well be a spectator in this today's game. Or was it? Did they say the Manchester City game, or which one? If Brentford score for us, it's over. Yeah, because we're gonna be everywhere. A better question is how many times we hit the frame of the goal. We've talked about that. Earthis, Maxwell, and big up to everyone in the chat. I want to say thank you to Roger, Bobby, and my bro Dan. Even though he's on vacation, he did find time to join us. Roger, glad to hear that you're feeling better. At least we can stop hearing Bobby mid-speech going, "Where's my brother Roger?"
Bobby,
but it's all love. We did talk about you, and we had in mind to reach out to find how you're doing. And thank you, AD Love for Blue. Bobby, it looks like you wanted to say something quickly so we can round up.
No, I was saying absolutely. Yeah, I was looking for my brother. I was thinking, what's going on here?
And it's not our brothers. He's my enemy, right? So go ahead. Much love to everybody. I appreciate that. I enjoy the brotherhood here with those in the chat, those on the panel. It does go a long way. And OT, speak up to you. Thank you so much for joining the show. Constantin, Dante, my Australian bro. Kashawn, the New York guy. Do you think Poch will be at the game? I think I've answered that question. Big up to you. And the Blue Tiff again, much love. Michael Obinka, thank you. Wanne Gabriel A, thank you. Chimera, thank you so much. I appreciate all the support. Who else? FIFA 93, much love to you. I think that's your first time here. Check the car. Big up to you. Much love and thank you for finding the time to join in the show. Phil, much thanks to you. Phil R7, everyone else that was in the chat. Brianna Rahayu, aka 343 Dilemma. My bro, I know he's changed his name to Content. I think is that Content? Content CFC. Big up to you. Much love to everyone else in the chat. If I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all and bye.
Cheers.